And I'm going to give you one opportunity because we're friends.
Winner!
Who gives a shit about where the Bulls been?
Yeah, F him. They went from loving this guy, best move ever, to hating him.
I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I love it because it tells you how the game was played.
There's nowhere for him to go. Literally, I think there's one place.
You can't do that in the national team.
Those things that are absolutely insane.
Successful and sexy? No. It wasn't aggravating at times? Yes.
Sorry,
That's not very fair.
It's not about being fair.
Welcome to the greatest soccer show ever.
Breaking records. Yep, Messi did it again. Second week in a row. This little Argentinian guy is magic. He actually might make it in this game if he keeps this up. Incredible. I don't know if you've heard of this guy, Lionel Messi. Yeah, history maker. He's incredible. I don't know. We'll talk about him. We got a lot to talk about today. Real Madrid winning the Liga again. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Villa stumble. Birmingham City relegated. Welcome to Wrexham, my friends. We are talking Ipswich Town, our Premier League. Yes, Ipswich Town back in the Premier League 22 years after they left it. And Bayern Munich are stunned by Stuttgart, who have secured Champions League spot for next year. Listen, there's a ton of stuff to get to. All the games, all the news, we've got it here. Lots of fun on the weekly recap from We Are Soccer. I'm Craig Hearn, and I'm joined by my good friends, Nate Janulis.
Did you change the name again?
No, man.
Are you sure you didn't change the name? I've been gone for a little while, and I feel like you came back in, and it was like, I thought it was the Soccer Weekly recap, and then the We Are Soccer Weekly recap, and the cap, and the weekly, and the re-week. The cap week.
No, all the same.
Are you sure?
It's the same. It's the same.
I feel like it's different. Brooks, help me out here.
No, I think it's been the same all the time.
Vanity has a name. Its name is Brooks.
2 against 1, you lose.
No, I'm just pointing out the fact his name's on his own shirt.
Oh, it is, yes.
Oh,
look at that guy. That's next level, Vane.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think that's. I think he's wearing that shirt just so we remember who he is.
Who?
That's true. It's my name tag.
Yeah, that's the name tag. You guys need to refer.
And with us is Danny.
Nope, not today.
Just kidding. Actually, Danny and I are really the same person.
That's
why you never see us in the room at the same time, just like Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Ah, interesting.
I'm a little disappointed he's not here because I saw a movie over the weekend that he would have loved.
What movie?
The new one, the new Guy Ritchie thing.
Fallout.
When I say it's something, I saw something. I probably should know what the hell it is. But it's one of those long name movies that the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
This is the one that Pam wanted us to see.
It's the one that's been recommended.
And we have not done that yet. I think she's upset with us.
Agreed.
Excuse me, you've been hanging out with Pam?
Is it good? Is the movie good?
You guys having fun without me?
No. This is Pam on our Friday night soccer
Someone
team.
recommended we watch this movie.
You're on a team?
I hope I'm on Craig's team on Friday night.
Hold on. You want to call my phone real quick to make sure it's still working?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Is this breaking news to you?
Yeah, thanks. Awesome.
I'm
I'm busy Friday, Craig. Don't bother. Anywho, it was a great movie, and apparently at the end they said that one of the guys was actually based off of 007, allegedly.
Ooh.
The head guy who masterminded everything was allegedly they say was the guy who wrote all the 007 novels.
All right.
Ian Fleming?
Yeah. Ian Fleming said he based 007 off that character. And it's a true story, kind of, I guess. It's also a Guy Ritchie film. Also has a banging soundtrack and some buff dudes in there killing people.
What's his name? Jack Reacher's in there.
Yeah, I'm all about buff dudes killing people.
Okay, sounds like you had a good weekend.
Yeah, buff dudes killing people.
Buff dudes killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
GTA ate some popcorn. Saw some buff
there you
dudes
go.
killing people.
Did you take your kids to this movie?
No.
Yep. I took my kids to an R-rated movie that has.
I'm sure Reed would have been.
Yeah, because that's what you do. That has a dude knife stabbing people left and right. Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds like a good movie. My phone works too. I didn't get a phone call for the movie.
Yeah, I was with the missus.
All right.
Well, time with the wife. All right.
My phone still
Did she
works.
enjoy
It's called
it?
a date night.
Did she enjoy it?
I think so.
Good.
Yeah, we both had a good time.
Nice.
There you go.
Because of buff dudes killing people.
You love these killing people. Everybody wins, right?
I think
There you
that
go.
needs to be a shirt. We are soccer. Buff dudes killing people.
Well, with German bangers.
With German bangers.
German bangers.
That's a long one.
We're going to give people the wrong impression of ourselves,
Yeah.
but we don't care.
Yeah.
Brooks, how are you? How was your weekend?
I am good. Let's see. Friday night, obviously, our indoor soccer team played. We won. I scored a goal. Woo.
Oh, 2 weeks in a row, I think you've scored goals, right?
No, I didn't. I didn't last week.
So I just got to ask, do you just hit it hard enough off him so it goes in off him? Is, like
I shoot a lot.
is that what we call a trick shot?
Yes, but I did not play this past week. I was
What?
No, I was on kid duty, so
All right.
no games for me this weekend.
Yes.
Did you watch any buff dudes killing people?
I did not.
Yes.
It's a
I'm gonna
bummer
work
of a
this-
weekend for
I'm
me.
gonna work this in no matter.
And then Saturday, I was at Wolves, played Shattuck St. Mary's MLS next. So I was at the OU Dome for 4 or 5 hours, and actually maybe 6 hours. And then just took a rest today. Just relax. Just relax.
Chill
yeah.
day. Very
Yeah.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, listen. Nice, relaxing, chilling day for me as well. Lots of soccer on the TV. Could not wait to get on the couch and watch some soccer today. We got a lot to talk about, but before we jump into the soccer that happened today, we're going to talk about the soccer that happened last night down in Miami. Are you freaking kidding me? This kid, this Lionel, have you guys heard of this Lionel Messi guy?
He's a kid.
He's as small as a kid.
I mean, he's playing in a Bush League league.
He's as small as a kid, and he is.
Hey, Columbus has advanced to the
Dominating.
CONCACAF Champions Cup final.
Woo! We had a
Come on.
We had a team that actually won against a Mexico team. Yeah.
Oh,
we'll
jeez.
get there. We'll get there. Listen, all right, Lionel Messi lights it up, makes history again. A goal and 5 assists in a half of soccer. They are down 1-0 to New York Red Bulls. 6-1 final. Oh, 6-2 final, excuse me, at the end. They put on a show, and you might not want to believe it, but Suarez and Messi, magic. Absolutely magic. Some of the goals that were scored in this game were phenomenal. Brooks, who's that new player that Miami has who scored a worldie last night?
Rojas.
Yes. This kid is, ooh, boy. Ooh, boy, is he good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
He's
yeah.
about to be taking the bench for Angel Di Maria, who they're signing.
Yeah, I was about to say, Nate, you took the words out of my mouth because you know what? Here comes Angel Di Maria, who is rumored to be heading to Miami and joining up with the ex-Barcelona players there.
It's a pretty strong rumor at this point, too, apparently.
Yeah. I think Fabrizio has mentioned it twice in the last 24 hours. So you know that it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And Di Maria, I don't know if you boys know, he still got it in his boots as well.
Playing for Benfica right now. It's a top-level European team.
Yep.
So
I'm telling you what, we'll put up the standings in a little bit, but in the MLS, Miami is kicking butt.
no, he's
They
not far behind him.
Who's that?
Cincinnati.
Close, but not quite there yet.
And
Yeah,
Columbus.
because
game in hand.
they have a game in hand.
Game in hand. Listen, the only thing that's going to prevent Inter Miami from doing some real damage
Columbus
this
is not.
year.
Columbus is like 6 points behind. Get out of here.
They're in the top 5.
The only thing that's really going to stop Miami this year is their age, is their health, whether that catches up to them, right?
Nothing's going to stop them because
37?
80% of the team makes the playoffs, or the teams make the playoffs.
I mean, you're not wrong there, but you do have to at least
all they
have
gotta do
some
is-
momentum and health going into the playoffs.
You just limp in, and then you just, play everyone.
Yeah, I mean, they are okay. I hate it. I hate when the NBA talks about it and they call it load management, right? Because like players like LeBron and those guys, they miss games here and there because there's so many games. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see Inter Miami do this with these older players. It has to happen. 37, 36, 37 years old. The body cannot withstand playing twice a week at this rate much
9
longer.
out of 15 teams make the playoffs.
Oh, I know. Oh, I get it.
At least Messi's playing on turf. Like, he played in New England. Like, I'd give
Yeah.
him credit. Like, Zlatan didn't even really do that much.
You got to give the guy credit. He did go and
Beckham
play
never
on
really did. So, they're-
65,000 people showed up to watch.
I don't get credit for a dude playing on turf.
well, these European guys just complain all the time about how.
It's not, what?
You know.
It's too flat. Like, get out of here.
Because it is harder on the body, right?
Oh, stop! There's
Knees?
no
Oh.
no. There's no conclusive evidence that says that. So
I don't know.
it's a bunch of old guys going back and yeah, because like hard ground that can be uneven is somehow not.
I do
fine
know.
on the knees.
I do.
I just
know
give
a
him
lot of
credit.
the-
He's at least going out to places and not backing out of things.
A lot of
That's
the
what's nice.
European teams refuse to play on that turf, by the way, when they
Sweet.
come to the U.S. for tours. They just refuse to play on it because they've seen a couple of people get injured.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of people get injured in grass. What's your point?
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Nate's in a mood, everyone.
I refuse to play on turf.
boy.
I think it's
Cool.
because he saw.
I hate bullshit science. Give me a fucking.
I hate science.
No, not I hate science. I hate bullshit. No, bullshit science where it's like, that's harder on your body. Okay, show me any evidence, factual evidence, any study that states that. Oh, I know a guy who injured. That's not a study. That's like saying McDonald's is good for you because I know someone who eats quarter pounders every day. That's not real. That's not science. That's not fact-based. That's an opinion. Like when you say a goalkeeper playing in the Premier League for your favorite team is the best in the world and he doesn't even win the Golden Glove of the Premier League.
You know the funny thing is, I 100% know you just want to argue about that, but you know in your heart that he's a better goalkeeper than Ray.
I don't know. I don't vote on that. My heart doesn't
I'm not
vote.
asking for your vote.
I don't care about my
asking
heart.
for your
I
opinion.
care about facts, and that's my problem. Is that not enough people are using facts? They're all using their hearts and their feelings and their butts.
No feelings.
Whatever. Facts don't care about your feelings. When someone gets the trophy for being the best, they're the best. And
Oh, but that's not
that means you're not.
We like conspiracy
We're
theories.
going to get to that. That's on the agenda today.
Hey,
Definitely
experts looked
conspiracy
at it and they said, not your guy.
Yeah, Nate and I are more conspiracy theory people.
They did vote in the world, and the world said, my guy is the best in the world.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. He won best goalkeeper in the world at the FIFA Awards.
What? Because he was a finalist for the World Cup? Sweet.
What? You just said based on facts. The fact is he won the award.
That was when?
That was the year of
was when?
2023.
Okay, what year are we in, Brooks? Help me out
no,
here.
you're
No,
not-
help
you're
me
not-
out, Brooks.
You're not
what
voting
year?
on 2024.
No,
you're
I would
voting
like
on the
to know.
season of
I'm asking a question. What
him.
year am I in?
2024.
the season.
Oh, okay.
What season is it? What season is it?
Is it 2024 season?
No, it's a 23-24 season.
Oh, okay. And who won the Golden Glove for 23-24 in the Premier League of the league that he plays in, just out of curiosity?
No one yet.
Oh, no, that's
you're
not true.
wrong.
Oh, my God.
You don't know. See, I told you he doesn't pay attention to our
Oh,
Facebook.
my God.
What did
All
I
right,
do?
Hold on.
Oh, my God.
Before we go any further, I do want to say, hey, a big thank you to our sponsors. A big thank you to Soccer World, soccerworld.net for all your soccer gear needs. Big thank you to Next Level Training. They are doing some awesome camps right now. Make sure you sign up for their summer camps.
I signed up.
Did you? Yeah, well, I think you should sign your kids up as well. I know you need the training, but so do your kids.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Um.
So thank you for Next Level Training. Thank you to Thomas McGee's Downtown Detroit. They have all the soccer games on, all from all over the world. Get to Thomas McGee's Downtown Detroit across from Eastern Market. Big thank you to the Michigan Jaguars, the best skill levels for all ages, the Michigan Jaguars. MichiganJaguarsFC.com is where you can find out more information. Tryouts coming out next month. Big thank you to the football doc, Dr. Zach Atwood. He helped me with my hamstrings. They got better.
I was thinking of that gentleman today as I was limping into the studio.
Yeah, he's our sponsor.
My IT band's been bothering me.
He
So
can help you with that.
Yeah.
Text him. Trust me, he's
Yeah.
got some exercise. He's
Text
a good dude. Text him. His number is
Can I
on the
text
bottom
you?
line
Can I
right
text you?
here.
Text him?
There it is. Look, there's his number.
Oh.
Football doc.
Hey.
248-814, and it skipped away. But yes. All right, so let's jump in. Again, Messi killing it, blowing the MLS away with his wonderful skills. But let's jump to the MLS, to the EPL, away from the MLS for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, today the big game was Tottenham Hotspur in the bed at Liverpool. Tottenham just showing how not to finish off the season, losing 4-2. They were down 4-0 to Liverpool. Yeah, boys, I tell you what, Tottenham, I really thought they were going to put pressure on Villa in the last couple of weeks here.
I told you not
They
to worry.
have not. I'm still worried. Oh, I'm still worried. Tottenham can. So here's Villa dropped points today, but we'll get to that. Tottenham dropped points.
My Seagulls beat you guys.
I just said we'd get to that.
Remember when we all thought Apostagakalakalu, whatever his name is?
Postecoglou, yes.
Yeah, I'd say it again.
And let's go with Ange Ball.
And a pasta.
Remember when we thought he was
Salad.
good?
I don't. Okay, so
I don't think he's good either. I agree. Okay, moving on.
I don't think he's bad. I think here's a telling stat though. Let's compare the two games: Liverpool versus Tottenham today, and Villa versus Brighton. Now, Villa and Tottenham are going for that fourth position, that fourth and final Champions League position in the Premiership. I saw the stat today. Villa played 53 games so far this season. And today's game, by the way, I will say injuries took their toll. They didn't have the starting lineup they wanted. No excuse. They looked tired, though. They played on Thursday at home to Olympiacos, got beaten, by the way. Looked poor again. Do you know how many games Tottenham have had? 37.
Yeah.
37. You should not be
They
tired.
didn't advance further in the FA Cup.
No, they didn't do nothing, man. They sucked. They have sucked this year.
Yep.
Tottenham, they started out hot in the Premiership. They looked like they were going gangbusters,
Dude,
and they've just dropped off.
They're 1-4. they're not good. And that one was against Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
I
In
mean,
the last 5, the 1-4.
yeah.
Hey, Nottingham Forest has upset some people. Didn't they beat Man United?
They did. They beat Aston Villa as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And
But in the past couple of weeks, listen, Nottingham Forest have not been good. But I expected more from Ange Postecoglou and his Tottenham Hotspur team. I don't think it's to the point where you need to look for a new manager. I think you reinforce him with some money and you say, go get more players. But they've had a couple of injuries, not as many as others, though.
18 months he's been there?
No, he hasn't even been there that long. He's been there less than a year. He came in the middle
Yeah, I
of the
don't
summer.
think it's a time to look for a new manager.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. Although
I'd dump him. He's crap.
we'll get to your theory about that and managers when we get to the Chelsea game, my friend.
No, he's doing really well.
Who's that?
Chelsea.
Pochettino?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Rising up the table.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Oh, our ideas for manager of the year, is that we're going to talk about?
We got a couple of pieces we'll
I'd
talk.
give it to a guy who's overperforming when everyone else thought he wouldn't do well.
We'll
Yeah.
get to
I
that.
got a few
We'll get to
ideas.
that, boys. Listen, that Liverpool game, Liverpool finally looked to have found their form, which they had in the middle of the year. The Manchester United hoodoo, losing to those guys twice in 10 days, really hurt them and hurt their chances at the title the last couple of weeks here. But they looked in real good form today. I will say Mo Salah at points today looked really good. I'm still on board with selling him this summer. I know he has 21 goals so far this year. But, man, I don't know if anybody's seen the miss that he had on the 2-yard line today. Oh, boy.
Missed the tap in.
Oh, missed the tap in. And even he turned around and started laughing. It was that bad. That would have put the game at 5-2, 5-1. I can't remember at the time. But, listen, Diaz looked all right. Nunez looked okay. Gakpo put a really nice header in there. Liverpool coming back, doing what they do, but I think it's too little too late for them. The other game I want to talk to you about, guys, is that happened today, that Liverpool-Brighton game. Oh, boy, Villa, you really had a chance. 7 points right now above fifth-place Tottenham. They really had a chance. It went down to Brighton. Brighton been off the boil lately, in my opinion. The last 3 to 4 months, they've been just sluggish. Pascal Gross kind of leading the way, but even he has been suspect in the last couple of weeks or months, in my opinion. He played all right today. Lewis Dunk had a little bit of a average game, but Villa just looked slow, just looked sloppy. Douglas Luiz, John McGinn kept giving the ball away. Pau Torres in the back didn't look good. We had our backup goalkeeper, Robin Olsen in goal, who actually was a man of the match, in my opinion. Robin Olsen played really well coming in for an injured Martinez. We definitely missed Martinez in the back. We missed our midfielders of Tielemans, Ramsey, Zaniolo coming out. We have, I do want to find someone earlier this year, and I countered it with, it doesn't matter, said that Man United's injuries have added up to a grand total of 150 some odd missed games.
Who cares? They're crap.
Someone did the math today that said Villa's injuries from their starters have added up to 238 missed games. A lot of injuries. Obviously, 4 ACL injuries this year have really hampered Villa. Now, 53 games. They're playing Thursday, Sunday. It's taking its toll, and I just need one more win, Villa.
It doesn't.
Just one more
it
win.
doesn't matter. You guys have it locked. It's fine.
Oh God!
Here's what's gonna happen. Here's what's gonna happen. Okay, you're gonna go to
Give it to me, Nate.
You're gonna go to Olympiacos. Sorry, you're probably gonna lose that. I mean, you might win, but you're not gonna go forward. Like, I think that's gonna be a hard one to go forward. It's pretty much done. Which who gives a crap? It's a conference. That wasn't your
Right.
main game.
Agreed. 100%.
So whatever, you're done there. Okay, fine. Then Liverpool's gonna come to your home. You're gonna thunderclap them. Then you're gonna go to Crystal Palace and you're gonna hammer the hell out of them too. And you're gonna finish right where you're at, which is fourth, and it's fine because Tottenham will go on and they'll beat Burnley because Burnley's poop. But then they're gonna get hammered by City because City's actually gonna win the league this year because it's a Farmers League. And then and the same team who wins it every year. So, and unlike the Bundesliga where we now have parity. And then Tottenham will go beat up on a Sheffield United that's awful anyways, but it doesn't matter. Villa's got it.
I just until the fat lady
Nope,
sings.
I just told you. I just told you how it's gonna be.
You've got more. You're a pessimist when it comes to this.
It's not a pessimist. I have no stake in the game. I can look at it like very logically.
Right.
That's true.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm wrong.
I mean,
Tell me where I'm wrong.
Last week.
Okay, wait, hold on.
last week you probably
Sheffield United might actually beat Tottenham, so I could be wrong there. Outside of that,
last week you said that the Villa were probably going to beat Brighton. Today they went and they looked a shell of the team.
Well, that was my one I got wrong. So okay, so the rest of the stuff I got right.
I mean, I'm praying that you are right. I do think that Tottenham get hammered by Man City.
Oh,
so that right there, as long as Villa pick up one more point after that, they'll be fine. Actually,
Man City's gonna run through the rest of this table like
should. Now,
water through a creek.
Let's put up the table real quick. Here we go. As you see, Man City, game in hand over Arsenal. We think Man City run through the table and just win every game.
Oh, yeah.
And that would leave Arsenal 2 points shy of the title, right?
And United's going to do something weird like beat Arsenal just, not because they're a good team, just because.
Just because?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because, it means nothing to them, and it means everything to Arsenal.
You don't think there's one trip-up game for Man City?
No.
No.
They're like unbeaten in the last 19.
Yeah, no, there's
last 20, I think, actually.
No, they're not going to. No, who? Fulham? No, stop it. Who?
I mean, West Ham does weird things sometimes.
Yeah, West Ham that got hammered by Chelsea 5-0? No.
Yeah,
it
doesn't because one weekend something happens doesn't mean the next.
You want me to look into their history and bring up the other really bad losses they've had? No.
Yeah, never. David Moyes is a sneaky old guy.
No, he's not. He really isn't. He really. I heard.
Or you don't think Ange Ball could come alive on that Tuesday, the 14th, and they could?
No,
somehow get some
I don't
points?
think Ange Ball is actually a goddamn thing, except for a dude yelling at players on the sideline. Okay, and Moyes. I heard Moyes is gonna pull a masterclass over Xavi Alonso, and yeah, let me know how that one worked out.
You never know, Nate. You never know.
No, I do. I do know on this one. This one I do know.
I will.
There's a lot of other things I don't know.
Can we write all these down, and then when it's wrong,
We did. We do.
No, we don't.
Yeah, let's talk about Chelsea.
I will say, the sooner that Tottenham lose the game,
Yes.
they'll just go to pieces because then the players will have nothing to play with. They've already got fifth place locked up.
Yeah.
They won't be able to get to fourth. So at that point, all the players are just going to start booking their vacation.
Wait. They're gonna go to pieces.
Oh yeah, this is true. Even more so than they have.
Okay, like they didn't go to pieces. Liverpool, they weren't. They got pieces. Against Chelsea, they weren't in pieces. Arsenal wasn't pieces. Newcastle wasn't pieces. But now
they're really
in trouble.
They have. I mean, list those games off again. Those are tough matchups, right? Those are tough games that they've had to play in the last couple of weeks.
For Tottenham?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
didn't they have the hardest schedule going into the end of the
did.
season?
But the fact is they haven't had
they
as
lost-
many games as anybody else.
Hold on. Then they also lost 3-0 against Fulham. They also
Yes.
lost against the Wolves.
Did they play at Fulham or did they play
Shouldn't
at
matter.
home?
Shouldn't
I don't
matter.
care.
They were in fifth spot. They should not lose to Fulham.
They tied West Ham.
Yeah.
You know.
Is this not, quote unquote, the best league in the world, Craig? That
No,
we
it's
consider?
not, because the coefficient deemed that to be Italy and the Bundesliga.
No.
Yeah.
No, it did not.
It absolutely did.
You're lying.
Oh, no, I'm not. What the coefficients say, baby.
The coefficients at EPL 1, Serie A 2, Read it again.
No, the coefficient that gave the extra Champions League spots, you dork.
Oh, no. They won them in the external
You know what I think
tournaments.
they should do? This will settle the argument.
The coefficient said England is one.
You know what? This will settle the argument. If we could just bring up a tournament, the top teams play each other, and then those top teams would advance
what a
kinda
theory.
throughout the
What an
tournament.
interesting theory.
And then that one team that won would be the best out of the best league.
I think we should do playoffs.
That's the same thing, Brooks. And so, if you
No,
had,
you take the top 4 teams
so,
from each league, and then you just do
hypothetically-
playoffs.
hold on.
Yeah.
So
I think that
Yeah.
may be
Oh, is that what
something
is
he's
it?
talking
Oh,
about.
okay, maybe.
hypothetically, if you had 2 teams still in this tournament
Oh.
near the end,
Mhm.
with one of them possibly advancing, if not 2, and none of the other, from the other leagues they're all gone and done,
Sure.
you could actually say that
Maybe
that league is better than the other one.
maybe you could.
Maybe.
Should we ask the viewers to vote?
Yeah.
Should we ask them to vote?
Yeah, let's ask people who are biased to vote on things.
Yes,
I love it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that too. Go ahead and tell us what the best league in the world is, because the extra Champions League spot, which Germany and England were both vying for, has gone to Germany.
Yeah. Actually, we could have
Absolutely.
7, by the way. You know that.
7?
You could have 7. There could be 7 German teams in the Champions League.
Why would we
How does
ruin
that
the
work?
Champions League like that?
Hey, I'm just telling you.
Is that if Leverkusen wins?
Because if Leverkusen wins, then we get another spot because they're already tied in. And
Leverkusen are not going to. Okay, they're going to win.
and then if Dortmund or Munich win, which
It's
never know,
possible.
there,
I told him there could be an all
is a
Bundesliga
world-
final for that.
There is a world
Yeah.
where there could be 7.
There's a world where
Champions
7
Leagues.
spots.
Yeah, there isn't a world where you could even have 5 Premier League spots. This one. So
Well, unfortunately, he is correct, and the Champions League spots are only 4. Brooks, I do want to ask you, do you know that it used to be, it's called the Champions League because it was originally the champions of each league?
Sure.
Going
And then they
to-
expanded it.
Then they expanded it for more money. And now we're going to a 48 teams.
Yeah.
And now they're changing the format again.
I don't like this new format. It's very confusing, and
I
I don't like
know.
things that are confusing.
I know, like reading.
I don't know. Playoffs make sense to me.
Whoa.
I don't like these 1 and 2 leg things.
Playoffs.
You know
Yeah.
I don't do reading.
I know.
Yes.
It's confusing. I get it.
I just don't do it.
All right. Well, listen, let's go down some of the EPL scores here. We got a lot to get to. Luton 1, Everton 1. Both teams, well, Luton definitely needed 3 points. We'll put up the table in a minute again. But Luton 1, Everton 1. Arsenal 3, Bournemouth 0. Arsenal ran rampage and at one point had 16 shots to 1. It was incredible. Brentford 0, Fulham 0. Boring score draw there. Burnley 1, Newcastle 4. Newcastle finding some form again towards the end of the season. They're looking to get to one of those last European spots as well as they head on up the table. Sheffield United 1. They scored first. Nottingham Forest 3. Nottingham Forest needed all 3 points. We'll see if they can save themselves here. Man City 5. Erling Haaland running rampage. Absolutely rampage again. Man City 5, Wolves 1. All right, here it is. Erling Haaland went off with 4 goals. 36 goals in all competitions this year for him. Since he joined Man City last year, this is his 2nd season, not even completed yet, 9 hat-tricks.
That's got to be a record.
That's a lot. I don't know if it is, but I'm going to assume so.
Yeah.
That dude is on
9 in 2 seasons.
He
That's
might-
pretty good.
Yeah, he might make it.
Some people don't even get 3 in a career.
I know he couldn't do it in the Bundesliga,
No.
so he was able to do it in the Premier League, a harder league.
I think they grew him in the Bundesliga. And
Oh, we did grow him. We developed him to destroy your league.
he's
Speaking of, Arsenal is looking really good lately. How are they doing in the Champions League?
Arsenal's looking all right.
How they
They
doing?
lost.
How
They definitely
to who?
lost.
No, wait, no, they're
No,
the
they
best
definitely
team
lost.
in the best league. Who
It's-
they lose to?
They lost to.
I wasn't here 2 weeks ago, so now I can do this
They
now.
lost to a team who's currently 3rd in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, wow. Well, good thing they didn't play Leverkusen. Woo! Whoa!
Oh, man.
And no, they're second. They're second.
I thought they.
no,
You're right. You're right. They didn't drop.
Yeah,
out.
they
They did lose to a team who's third in the Bundesliga, though.
They did just because it's a tough league.
Is that why you're wearing
the
that
toughest league
jersey
of
today?
Yeah. You mean Champions League bound Stuttgart?
Yes,
European bound
We were
Stuttgart?
gonna get to it. We were gonna do a whole applause and get to it.
All right,
but
we'll
you
get
ruined
to it. I'm just.
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk about Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Ah.
Arsenal playing in the toughest league in the world. They go off and win 3-0 against Bournemouth. But yes, Man City 5, Wolves 1. We already talked about Brighton 1, Villa 0. Still very disappointed there. I got to be honest. Villa on a slide again. Just not happy.
We always
right now.
swipe a few at the
They're
end.
Not.
But I feel like
Like when we play Chelsea, we'll beat Chelsea.
No. We'll get to that in a minute.
I feel in fairness, even though it was a very close game, I feel Brighton for the most part of this year has been underperforming.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like one of those where, you wanted Villa to win. Villa have been the better team this year, but it was kind of like almost due for Brighton to have a good win against a tough team, which Villa is a tough team. So is kind of. I know you hate. I'm sorry. I just see the look. I hurt you. I hurt you.
No, it's
you're
the
so
truth.
right. But
it's the truth.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
like
Brighton are due for one.
They're
and Villa,
due for one.
Villa are overworked. I mean, listen, I'm the guy who says it doesn't matter if there's injuries. Next man up. The coach should expect it, but. There's a lot of injuries right now in the Villa squad, and there's too many games coming. I think some of the players have their eyes on the European Conference League semifinal game that we have coming up on Thursday. Traveling to Greece this past Thursday, we played against Olympiacos at home, lost 4-2.
To Greece is going to be tough.
4-2. Yeah, going to Greece, playing there, and then coming back next weekend to playing again. It's just you never want to see your team do that, But I will say it's a little bit of a downside. The manager's being positive, and he said, listen, where we're at is phenomenal right now. We've got a real chance to finish fourth in the league and secure Champions League soccer football for next year at Villa Park. That's the goal. That is the goal. That's all that matters.
I'm not blowing smoke. I really do think 100%, that that they're going to get right in there. Speaking of which, though, since we are on Villa, I got a buddy here, Justin Blair.
Yeah.
Funny thing about
on
this.
on YouTube.
Want to know where I met him?
Where?
Cincinnati.
Oh, there you go.
Lives in Kentucky.
Well, hello, my friend.
Big soccer guy down there.
Yeah?
Does a lot of writing for a lot of the local stuff there.
Oh, very cool.
Really cool guy.
He says Andy Martinez. So
all in on your Villa.
Yeah.
And I think he said I was. You think I said? He said I was wrong. He said I was. He said I was absolutely wrong on the goalkeeper. He says Emi Martinez is the world's number one. Nate, it's just facts.
Yeah.
Nate.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, he dumped him. Hey, but that's why I love the guy. He's a good guy.
Hey, you know what? That's what makes this fucking sport so awesome. We can all have our own opinion. We all got our own arguments about it. We all look at things differently. I think he's the best goalkeeper in the world. Justin thinks he's the best goalkeeper in the world. Nate,
I'm blocking him.
and Nate just blocked him.
I think he
and
probably
Nate thinks
is.
Someone
I'd say.
else is the best.
I don't
goalkeeper
have
in the
that
world.
power. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
I think when you did our Twitter poll, I think I voted for Emi Martinez.
Oh, I forgot about the Twitter poll. We did put that up. We asked. All right, Nate. So I don't know if you saw it. We asked.
Twitter?
What's a Twitter?
What's a Twitter?
X. Right.
Ah,
Twix.
Yes.
yeah, I'm still learning how to. I get a lot of I think bots.
Bot? Oh, really?
Do bots follow
I don't know
you?
what to do with those.
Oh, I never even checked in. We did put it up yesterday.
There were 29 votes. Let me see what it is. I have it up here.
You got the we did. So I did put up and I said, who is the best goalkeeper in the world?
You said if you get to pick one of these goalkeepers for your team, who are you picking?
Emi Martinez, David Raya, Andre Onana,
and
or
Ederson. Ederson actually won,
Ederson
but
won.
David Raya came in second, and Martinez came in third.
Yeah, Andre Onana last, but I threw him in there just to see how many Man United fans are involved.
Well, I got to give Onana. I don't think he's the best in the world,
Oh no, yeah.
but I don't think he's as bad as people.
I would agree.
I don't think he's as bad as what we thought he was going to be.
I
don't think he's as good as what Man United were
I think
hoping for, though.
No, I think he faces a lot of freaking
He
shots.
stops a lot of shots.
I think he
my.
takes a lot of freaking shots.
Then there's no goalkeeper in the Premiership who faced more shots than him.
And the fact that he's top 5, I think last time I looked was 3rd in clean sheets. I mean, that's all him. That's not like having a stellar defensive line.
I don't think there's a better reactionary goalkeeper than him. He stands on his line, and
Agreed.
his reaction saves are phenomenal.
He's a shot stopper with mediocre hands.
I am absolutely not sitting here and saying he should be number 1. That is not what I'm saying.
Oh, I know.
I'm just saying I think he gets,
They don't give him enough credit, though.
doesn't get enough credit.
You know what?
I mean, you don't make a Champions League final and suck. That's all I say.
When you play for an Italian team,
Whoa, Craig, you got to go through. Okay, didn't they? I'm sure they probably beat some English teams when they on
they
their
lost
run.
to the English team in the end.
They did,
And City.
but I'm just saying.
Remember when Hugo Lloris was in the Champions League for Tottenham?
That's a great example. Oh my God.
He won a World Cup with France.
No.
He did win a World Cup with France.
10
and God knows how he did.
10 really god-awesome players won a World Cup
You
despite
still got to
of
make
their
a few
what?
In spite of
saves.
their goalkeeper, yes.
No, he
Hugo Lloris
didn't.
is terrible.
He wasn't bad for Tottenham in his early years with them.
In his early years, he was okay. Towards the end,
I know he's not one of. I know Jeff Shook
does.
doesn't love him, and I understand that. But
Shook knows what he's talking
he's
about.
not blind and everything just go through his legs. I mean, come on now.
How is he at LAFC?
He's helping them. I think.
Okay, there you
I
go.
mean, I think they're towards the top of the conference.
He's doing. I don't know. I haven't checked in on that. No,
he
that
faces
Hugo Lloris
Suarez.
shot is good. I do want to give credit to Nate earlier for calling out that someone called him out for being wrong, and you going, you know what? Yeah, I get it. So your friend Justin knows what he's talking about.
I told you, he knows what he's talking about.
You could have not. You could have not read that.
Why would I
that
not read
comment,
that?
And I would never.
It was
have
a
known.
great comment.
If anybody does have comments, throw them in the chat. No matter where you're in. If you're on Twix, if you're on YouTube, if you're on the Facebook.
Scott Emmert's got a few.
Oh boy.
yeah.
Yeah,
here
our
we
favorite
go.
guy.
Oh boy. All right.
Yeah,
leave him off.
he's throwing jabs at me about Messi. So yep. There you go, Scott. Yep.
Wait,
forgot
no.
about that.
What is he saying?
No, we're not gonna.
Oh, come on.
Fine. He said he was. Yes, Messi struggled this week. I know he'd struggle in MLS. Shake my head. And then he said maybe Villa will get Messi on loan. And then he said Germany has a league? Question mark.
Oh.
Wow. He just
So he took a shot at everyone.
He just took a shot at everybody.
Yeah.
He just pissed on all of us.
That's the Scott Emmert I know.
Scott,
I love that
Scott, we like your brother Christian a lot better.
No, I don't. I like Scott.
I like Christian.
I like them both equally because I play
Yeah.
with both of them.
Yes.
All right, let's finish this off. All right, so Liverpool 3, Tottenham 0. Sorry, that was 4-2. Chelsea 5, West Ham 0. With that
Oh,
win
boy.
today, Chelsea move up into 7th.
Pochettino, the savior
They
for
go
you two.
above
Jeez
Manchester
Louise.
United with a game in hand. They're tied on 54 points, way better goal difference. Listen, this is going to come down to the wire for that 7th spot, and United could find themselves on
My
the
dream has
outside
died.
because Newcastle and Chelsea have both been playing very, very well in the last couple of weeks.
Listen.
Listen, I'm going to let you talk.
Listen.
I'm going to let you go. But you've seen that Chelsea have now risen up to
If
to
they
7th.
didn't have Cole Palmer, they would not be here.
But they do have Cole Palmer.
If they did not have Cole Palmer,
Who's got
no one else
21
did
goals.
crap for them, they would not be in this position, and they'd be sitting probably close to my 11th spot.
And if
That's who cares? The fact is they have Cole Palmer.
And if
It's
Inter
like-
Miami did,
You're going to rely on... No, this is different. This
How's
is
it different?
This is different, Craig. This is different.
No.
Yes,
No.
yes,
It's the
No.
same concept.
yes. No,
Take away
no,
this
no,
player,
no.
and the team would suck.
No.
You could run up and down almost every team and do that.
Take away
With
Bruno
the amount
Fernandes
of players
from
that
Man
Chelsea
United.
bought...
Scott, I'm sorry, Conor Gallagher is not bad.
Oh,
And
Conor
actually-
Gallagher's a
Yes,
baller.
Conor Gallagher's good, but the amount of players they have, and they get little to no production from the other ones besides Cole Palmer that scores all their goals,
And Madrid.
that's embarrassing right there in itself.
Modric is not bad.
And it was not Pochettino that put this team forward. It was one player that did what he had to do, okay? He is
cannot
not
believe
coach
you're
of the year.
Sticking with it.
He is never going to be coach of the year for me. He is not good as a coach. He is overrated. Forget it. Yes, go ahead.
When did this player come into Chelsea?
Palmer?
Yeah, when did he come into
He was
Chelsea?
an academy kid, wasn't he?
No.
Nope. And when did he
Nope.
come into Chelsea? Just out of
Last
curiosity?
summer.
Last summer.
Last
you
summer.
say?
He was purchased for
Oh.
£40 million from Manchester City because he wanted to move because he wasn't getting enough playing time.
Ah.
Who Pep admitted in the past 2 weeks that we probably should have given him more time. But
neat.
Nate, you're right. Last summer.
Wait, hold on.
Yep, go for
Who
it.
was the manager at the time?
Pochettino.
That doesn't
And-
mean it was his decision, and
Oh,
he made.
you remember
he
when
was smart?
Pochettino took over the transfer window and said I was gonna? Then he was just making all the decisions, and that stopped all the ridiculous spending.
Do we remember when he didn't win anything at PSG
And no,
in
I'm
a league you should win,
I'm talking recently. So I
or
don't
he
care.
never won much at Tottenham?
Unrelated.
Whoa,
Anyways,
whoa. He didn't win much at Tottenham, but he got them to the Champions League final.
Yeah,
No!
whatever that is with Harry Kane and Song helping him. But okay,
He
whatever.
didn't have that.
Nobody wins anything at Tottenham. It's a black hole of nothingness. Okay,
Okay.
so that's. I mean, I'm just saying. Could it be that the guy who we're saying is shit came in to a team that was throwing around cash and said no more, bought one player who actually could be the Premier League player of the season,
For sure.
and that's it?
I don't deny that.
Okay, that would mean he was, I don't know, pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
All right.
He knows what he's doing.
Or
So
maybe he just got a little lucky.
I don't believe in luck, my
Because
friend.
if Cole Palmer's pretty average next year, I mean, I'd say it's pretty much a stroke
I
of luck
can't
that he had a
believe
good
he's gonna
season.
die on this hill.
He's trying to die on this hill. It's
He's
just
really
not
die on
working.
this hill.
Are we going to talk about possible manager of the year after you read the standings?
Question.
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
Yeah, Nate. Yeah, let's see.
Their
Go ahead.
center back today, who actually did really, really well.
Van der Ven?
Yeah. When was he bought?
Mickey?
Wait, hold on. Mickey Van de Ven for Tottenham.
No, for Chelsea.
Oh, sorry for Chelsea.
But yeah,
Who'd they buy?
Bad Chidi
I don't know.
from France.
Thiago Silva's leaving.
He's doing very well. Silva should leave. He probably should go to the
He's going back.
MLS.
No, he's going back.
Let's go to Fluminense in
Fluminense.
Brazil.
Yep.
Well, that's a bad idea.
He can retire there. He's
You
Brazilian.
have a lot of players that I think are doing very well
Okay,
under Pochettino ball right now.
Yep. So here's a couple of things, by the way.
And Jackson is not a good forward, and he's still getting the best out of him.
Here's the thing with Pochettino and Chelsea. They are the fourth youngest team in the Premiership.
Fair.
Burnley, Arsenal, and Spurs are the only ones who are younger than them. So the fourth youngest team, they are playing Conor Gallagher, Cole Palmer, Nicholas Jackson, Madueke. These players are very, very young. Enzo Fernandez, young players. They have done very well. Now, it was always going to take time. I thought it was going to be a little bit quicker than the way they kind of came together here, but you always saw them rising up the table like this. I called it when Villa beat them 3-0 at Stamford Bridge. I said, listen, Villa went in there and won 3-0, but this game could very well have been 3-0 in the other direction. I was really surprised that Villa walked out of there with all 3 points after 3-0 because I was stunned actually. It just took a little bit longer than what we were all expecting. Cole Palmer is a hell of a player. 21 goals in his first season, 9 assists.
Yeah, and it was, I showed you the stat. It was like 30.
30 goal contributions.
Yeah,
the youngest.
which is impressive. For
The-
a 21-year-old kid,
Yep.
that's really impressive.
Absolutely.
You're defined by me as a good coach, not by just one season, but multiple seasons of good soccer you can string
And
together.
I
I'm gonna
disagree with that.
I'm gonna say right now,
Why?
next season he is going to have that Chelsea team finish in the top 6.
So you asked me why. I'm going to tell you why. I think there's external factors that can affect your ability to coach at this type of level, such as management within a club, such as what you can and cannot spend, what you cannot do, whether or not you are listened to as a coach or overlooked. I can bring up countless examples. I'll bring up one right now that just comes to the forefront. Stuttgart's Sebastian Hoeneß was fired at Hoffenheim because he didn't perform. And why didn't he perform? I don't know. I wasn't in the back room. I wasn't there. Maybe he didn't have the squad he wanted. Maybe he couldn't get the players he wanted. Maybe they didn't, but he got fired after 1 year. And went to Stuttgart, took a team that was bottom of the table for 3 years, fighting relegation, who are now sitting poised for the Champions League. So I don't agree with that. I think at this level there could be a lot of factors that affect whether a coach does well or not, or a manager does well or not within a club. I don't think it's a one and done.
I agree with that, but I'm just saying, just because you have one good year doesn't anoint you as a top manager. The guys that string the seasons along with different players they have, whether they're good, great, old, young, whatever, and find ways to get results with all different types of players and situations, are the ones that I anoint as good managers.
I think Pochettino did an excellent job under Tottenham, better than almost everyone before and after him.
Yeah, I think he did a phenomenal job at Tottenham. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, and he left after taking them to a Champions League final.
Yeah.
I mean, trust me. I think I've said it. I'll say it again, Brooks. I think we're different ends of the spectrum of where we think he is in a managerial career. I think he's a very good manager.
This is my Eric Ten Hag argument. He won everything in Ajax. Ajax had a different system. Ajax had different management. Ajax had different things. He had him overperforming in the Champions League. He comes to United, which is we all know is a crap show right now within the back room.
Yep.
We all know it has really bad management. That's not a mystery. Some players who are toxic. And now he's not doing well. Well, does that discount everything he did before? No, I don't think so. I think again, there's environments that can actually hinder a manager's ability to do his job often. Like
Absolutely.
a Todd, crazy Todd Bowley,
Yes.
spending lots and lots of money.
Yep.
That led to the firing of Graham Potter, thank you. I was about to say the Brighton guy, who was doing very well in Brighton, and then he turned over the keys to Pochettino, who said, "We're done with this, and now let me do what I need to do." And I think he's been
But with the Ten Hag stuff, can you not say the same thing about Sean Dyche with his crazy management and what he's had to deal with the whole season?
You could, yeah, sure. You can definitely say that, yeah.
But I think Sean Dyche is coaching a team at a different level.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but is it not impressive with the amount of points he's been deducted and the players that have wanted to leave and the old players he's had to play with the mixture of what he's accomplished, for me, is very tough to do.
I get where you're going. So why don't we put up the table here? So listen, there's half the table here could have managers who are up for manager of the year, right? Arteta, Pep Guardiola. I don't think Jurgen Klopp's up for it because of the games that they've lost.
Sure.
Unai Emery and what he's done at Aston Villa could be up for it. Ange Postecoglou, if he'd continued the way he started, yes, but no. Eddie Howe at Newcastle United had an probably below par season, below average where they wanted to be.
I would say last year he should have won it.
Yeah, I think so last year as well. Chelsea with Pochettino. He's done a great job, I think, with such a young squad. I think he's in there with a shout, but probably not going to win it. Eric Ten Hag at Man United. I know he's not going to be in that. David Moyes isn't going to be in it. There's only maybe Sean Dyche because
I think he deserves to be on that ballot.
I don't think he will. But
we agree that the environment in Chelsea was an absolute dumpster fire.
Oh my God, yes, and I think every Chelsea supporter would say that, right?
They were buying,
probably still is,
and it probably still is.
Yeah.
So he has been able to navigate and get the most out of a squad with probably a volatile locker room with overplayed players because paid by a manager, and get the best results out of a disjointed as well locker room that likely has players sitting that aren't his squad or normal squad players.
Yep. No, you're 100% right. All right, we're going to finish up the EPL segment here with the last game that's being played tomorrow in the round, and we will be talking about that right after this.
I'm Craig Hearn. Today, I'm here with the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. He's going to show me some simple exercises and stretches to do before my soccer games. Because to be honest, I'm getting a little older, and I need to be better prepared for these games. All right, he's got some stuff he's going to show us. Let's jump in.
What's up, guys? Dr. Zach here with Craig. We're going through a dynamic warm-up here. Super important, especially in this age group as we get older. A lot of guys that I see, they go right from their car and straight to the field without any warm-up. We want to make sure that we're getting the body warm, we're getting loose, we get the heart rate up so that we can help reduce injuries. All right, guys, so I've got Craig currently doing some grass sweeps. He's doing a Frankenstein stretch, and he's also going through some pogos right now. Whoa, Craig, what the hell?
Yep, sorry, Doc. All this newfangled dynamic warm-up, this and that. What was wrong with my old warm-up?
Oh, yeah, the doc was right. Definitely need the new warm-up. Oh, good Lord. Big thank you to the football doc, who is a partner of We Are Soccer. We appreciate your support, my friend. Listen, guys, if you need some physical therapy, if you need some help and you're a soccer player, the football doc, Dr. Zach Atwood, is your guy. Find his information down below, scrolling on the bottom line there. All right, listen, there's one game left in this round for the weekend. It is tomorrow as Manchester United are heading to Selhurst Park to take on Crystal Palace. Listen, Man United win, they'll go 7th above Chelsea and reclaim that last European spot, but I don't know if they hang on to it. I think in the end, I think Chelsea might just overcome this and see out the year. I think they just seem to be playing a little bit better than Manchester United, in my opinion, at the moment. But Crystal Palace really got nothing to play for. They got absolutely nothing to play for. They're safe. Here's that table, as you see. Where's Crystal Palace? Where'd they go? 14th, 35 games, 10 wins, 10 draws, 15 losses on 40 points. They reached that magical 40-point number. They are safe.
You know what's crazy?
No way they're going to be relegated, obviously. So they got nothing to play for here.
If craziness happened, Everton has a possibility of catching them and surpassing them.
Yes, I know. Nutty, isn't it?
Yes. And if they didn't get deducted the points, they would be above them anyways.
Yeah, they'd be on 47 points if they had. No, it was reduced, wasn't it? It was 10, then it was reduced to 6.
Yeah.
There's still a chance that they could have more points reduced.
I mean, they'd be tied with Brighton right now at 47 points.
I think the rumor is that they're going to have 2 more points reduced, so it'll be a total of 8 for the season, but we don't know. But Crystal Palace have nothing to play for. They're not going to get in the European spots. Man United do have something to play for, but because it's not the European Champions League, because it's Conference League or Europa League, I just don't see the players there being motivated enough. I mean, I'm going to tune in and watch the game, 3 p.m. tomorrow, NBC Sports. Obviously, I'll watch. But, Nate, I just don't see
we're losing this one. Oh, yeah.
so?
Yeah, why not? Why would we win this?
He's not even. He's like, yeah.
Crystal Palace has nothing to play for. United, if they somehow pull a rabbit out of the hat, make it Europa. Oh, yeah, we're going down in flames. Are you kidding me? That's a recipe for just double-digit loss, baby. 3-0 Crystal
so?
Palace.
Oh, man.
Yeah, why not? Like, Harry Maguire's not playing. He's injured.
Yeah, Maguire could now be out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
He picked up
I mean,
on
that
an
Crystal
injury.
Palace coach has him playing good soccer.
Yeah, Crystal Palace has him going.
It doesn't matter. You could have him playing crap soccer.
still gonna
It
win.
really doesn't matter.
You mean Roy Hodgson can go play out there and they'd still lose?
Oh, my God. They could bring Roy Hodgson for a farewell tour on this one. All right? It doesn't matter. I could go coach Crystal Palace and we'll probably win.
I don't know about that. But
No,
yes,
I think
actually,
so, buddy.
I think you might be right.
I think Aaron Batt's already back with Fiona.
Yeah.
He said his goodbye message. Oh, it didn't work out. Yeah, I don't know why we loaned him just to sit on the bench. That's cool. So yeah, we'll have Manu just run around and Garnacho run around and Hoyland not getting the ball, running around.
Let's
have Casemiro playing on defense.
let's talk about Garnacho. for a
Johnny
couple of
Evans,
minutes
who's
here.
going to play on my men's
Oh, God.
30 team after when he's done at the end of the year. Out
He's
there.
almost up for 40 teams. By the way.
No, we got him slotted to go slot right in there too in a year or two. It's a step process. We're developing him. We're developing him. It's great. Anthony doing spin circles around in the middle of the field. You spin. He did score the last week.
He did. He scored a really nice goal last
And you
week.
know what was awesome about that whole thing?
What's that?
You know what was really? Did you see what he did at the end?
No.
Which one?
He went up.
The Coventry game, you mean?
Yeah, when he
when
ran
he
off
cupped his ears?
No, after they scored, he ran. Not the Coventry game.
Oh.
The Premier League. He ran off to the cameraman. The random cameraman surely wasn't being paid by him privately to take pictures of his matches, every match, privately funded. That's definitely not a thing. And randomly pulled out this Sonic the Hedgehog toy because this cameraman definitely wasn't holding the Sonic the Hedgehog toy. This was all random. And held it up for his son. So it was a really nice gesture that randomly happened for a guy who definitely wasn't being paid. No, if you're not catching what I'm in between the goddamn lines, this dude, the whole year, has been paying a private camera guy to show up to every game, and this was just announced because everyone was like, why the hell does this camera guy have a Sonic the Hedgehog? Oh, it's for his son. Why the hell does he have this for... What is going on? And they dug into this and found out that Anthony has been paying this camera guy to take pictures of his goals the whole year.
Oh, I thought you were saying...
Hold on!
Seriously?
Hold on!
Wow, seriously. He's been paying
Yes!
the guy to be there.
Yeah, just give me a second! He's played 27 matches. So this guy has showed up to 27 goddamn games and has taken one photo. 27 matches, one photo. I can't even do the math because it's not all been 90 minutes. That is, I can do that.
I want that
You
job.
can pay
I
me
like that job, yeah.
to watch Manchester United lose 27 times to take one photo and hand you a stuffed animal.
I thought you were going to say the Sonic the Hedgehog was in his pants for 27 games.
It could have been. It doesn't matter. This guy got millions of dollars sitting front row with the press pass.
Everyone's like, what's that bulge in his pants? Oh, it's not the Sonic the Hedgehog.
27 matches, majority of which he's even coming off the bench.
What is
He
this
could have been
significant?
in the lobby for the whole first half, eating pies and getting paid millions.
Who ate all the pies? Sonic the Hedgehog guy.
Anthony's private photographer,
Oh,
because he's got nothing better to do.
what is the significance with the hedgehog?
It's for his kid, I guess.
You know what? This started
must
so
like
long
Sonic the
ago.
Hedgehog.
His kid now doesn't like Sonic the Hedgehog.
No, he liked Bluey.
Yeah, I'm a big
It
fan.
doesn't matter. Who the hell pays a private photographer for 27 matches?
People that get paid a lot by a club and have nothing, have a lot of money.
I understand that, Brooks. It was a metaphorical type question.
Sorry.
I get who does that.
I know.
He does that.
I know.
Anthony,
I guess you're just asking why.
What?
there's something wrong with Anthony.
Yeah,
We
there's
know
something wrong.
why
No one
he's-
does that.
you
No one
can't-
does that.
You can't have that type of ego and succeed.
No, you cannot.
Agreed.
Cannot have that type of ego.
So where did he come from? Brazil? So he's got to go back to Brazil now?
No, you came from, was it Ajax? That's
Yeah,
where
where-
he
Ajax.
He's originally from, he's Brazilian,
yes.
but he was
And
at
honestly,
Ajax. Yeah.
I was watching the game last week, and I was going, he's not that bad. And then I found out all about this, and I'm like,
You're like, yeah, he's bad.
Yeah. So we have a couple
Get
comments in our
get
Facebook.
him the fuck out of this squad.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you could be the leading goal scorer of a team. The fact you're paying a private photographer to show up and solely take pictures of you and your goals and your celebration, let alone the only
Sounds like something a celebrity
It's-
actress or actress would
It's
do.
so
Yes.
dumb.
We have a couple comments. So
Go for it.
Michael Tyson, this sounds like a WWE promo. And Kirk Johnson says Macho Nate, and then Tyson also says someone hand Nate a Slim Jim.
Ah, that's hand him
Yeah.
a Slim Jim.
If I were to be I'm just pissed I didn't get the job.
Yeah,
I got an iPhone.
you do.
They take good
It's-
pictures.
It's got Zoom.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Listen, it's that's horrendous to me. I don't think he could be one of the worst Man United players I think I've seen since Wout Weghorst. I'm sorry.
That's not too long
At least
ago.
Wout Weghorst
No.
put in some effort.
Wout Weghorst not only put an effort, but he put in more goals. And I would argue that Wout Weghorst did exactly what he was supposed to do when he came in.
I don't want to say he did exactly what he was supposed to do, but he
He
did
was
a lot
never-
better job than Anthony
Never-
did.
He was never brought in to be a primary number one. He was brought in to be a big body forward, to check to the ball and come in off the bench. And that's what he did.
True.
You are correct, my friend.
are correct.
You are correct.
He was never brought in for high money to be a starter. He was a loanee.
Yep. No, I agree. All right. We got a lot to get to, boys. We got, I'm just reading through some of the headlines we got going here.
Ooh.
We're talking Ipswich. You're talking Birmingham City. We're talking Stuttgart. David
Ipswich.
Rea, Phil Foden. Ralph Ragnick has
Yeah.
been offered the job at Bayern Munich.
And turned it down. I got inside info on that one, too.
man.
No, so I love that.
Did you see another? Do you have this on your rumor list?
The what?
Do you have this one on your rumor list? I saw on social media. Jamie Vardy may be going to Wrexham.
I have heard that, but I doubt it happens.
I don't think he'll play with
That's-
Leicester
that's
when they
just
go
rumors. I think he will.
You think so?
I think he will.
Interesting.
We got a lot to get to. We will also talk maybe about that UEFA men's coefficient rankings that came out, and Nate doesn't agree with. We got a lot to get to. We'll be right back right after this.
All right, Brooks. We're at our favorite store, Soccer World in Rochester. We're just gonna do some light shopping.
Okay.
Nothing big. Ooh, pretty colors. Oh, and one of these too?
Ooh, Germany. Nate would like this.
Hey, Brooks, look at all these. Look what I got.
Club America. Ooh. Wow, that's not MLS. Cool.
Socks? No.
Ooh, a ball pump. Next in line.
Sir, you're next.
Right. That's a mannequin. You know that.
Huh?
It's a mannequin.
Oh. Sorry, sir.
Craig, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Huh?
All right, big thank you to Soccer World, soccerworld.net for all your soccer gear needs. All right, lot to get to. By the way, Ipswich Town, our Premier League. That's right, Ipswich Town, along with Leicester City, are now going to be playing in the Premiership next year. Congratulations to Ipswich Town. They have been out of the Premiership for 22 years. They're going up. Big congratulations to them as they beat out Leeds. Leeds now in the playoffs, and they need to do some work.
Have they not been there since the beginning of the league, or just a little after?
The Premiership started in 92, 1994, I believe it was. 93, 94?
Yeah.
And so what's that? That's 30 years ago now?
Yeah. Okay. So they were in it for a little bit, and then
they
got
were in and
relegated.
out a little bit, but yeah, it's been 22 years since Ipswich. They're not exactly the biggest club in the world, man. So it's good to see they're not quite Luton Town.
Where are they based?
Road slow. I don't even know where Ipswich is. Can't picture it in my head at the moment, but yeah.
I like it. I hope they stay up.
Oh,
next
it'd
year
be nice. They are probably firm favorites.
to go down.
Relegated.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Here's a good one for you boys. We all know Wrexham were promoted to League One, right? Well, Birmingham City have now been relegated from the Championship to League One. Here is, I'm going to read this to make sure I get it right. Here's some football poetic justice for you. Let me go ahead. Go ahead, Brooks. All right. Birmingham City sacked John Eustace when he incredibly had them sat in 6th position.
Hey guys, I'm sorry to bother. We don't work here, guys. Really?
The same manager gets a job at Blackburn Rovers and has just beaten league winners 2-0 to send Birmingham City down to League One. Footballing poetry. So understand that. Birmingham City had John Eustace as their manager to start this year. They were in 6th position. They had new owners. Then all of a sudden they sacked him. And then he got hired by Blackburn. Blackburn have now stayed up in the Premiership, but doing so sent Birmingham City down to League One. Welcome to Wrexham, Birmingham City. That's who you'll be playing. Lots and lots of fun.
You're just lathered in this right now, aren't you?
All right, so just so everybody's aware, Aston Villa's biggest rival is Birmingham City. They don't like us. We don't like them. It's like Michigan State, Michigan.
You weren't a
University
fan
of
of like Pinky Blinders?
I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't like that they were all Birmingham City fans, but you know, it's part of the show. It is what it is. But no, I mean, listen, I do have some friends who are Birmingham City supporters. God knows why they are, but they are. And I do feel bad for them. And it's never fun when your team is relegated. But I do like that they're relegated because they're biggest rivals. Plus, they got new owners this year, one of whom is Tom Brady.
Nice.
Tom Brady was like, yeah, we're going to do some good things here at Birmingham City. Well, Tom, you've been relegated. I don't know. Someone's going to have to explain to you what relegation is.
He's just cutting a check. He's not.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like, he's like half involved. He's less half involved than Ryan Reynolds and Rob McGinney.
Yeah, we're talking about them in a little bit too, but you're right.
You know, they're writing checks. That's about it. They're not making decisions, you know.
Yeah. But, hey, man, when your biggest rival, hey, who's Stuttgart's biggest rival?
Oh, Karlsruhe.
Who?
Karlsruhe.
Yeah, where do they play?
Oh, second league. Chumps.
What now? If they got relegated down again,
They have.
and what would you do?
Not even on my radar. Don't even care.
No, even if they got relegated again.
Got to get promoted first.
Oh,
I did. Funny story. Did actually go to that. I didn't know at the time that they were the biggest rivals because Stuttgart's always been number one, and Karlsruhe has always been like number two for my lifetime.
sure.
And when Stuttgart got relegated to the second division, they actually played them for like the first time in like a gajillion years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at that game.
Yeah, it was fun, right? That's those the derby games. That's the
It
derby games, the
was-
rivalries.
it
That's what
was
it's all about.
Absolutely intense.
Yeah.
I brought my mom.
You brought your mom to the game.
I didn't know.
Oh boy.
They're like,
Come
"You're
watch this.
I'm like, yeah, let's go to a game. I was like, let's go to a game, closer rule, whatever, you know, and like, and then I'm telling people at my work, and they're like, you're going to that game? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you know, that's like one of our biggest rivals, right? I'm like, oh, it is? And they're like, yeah, they're like an hour away. They're in the so the state of Baden-Württemberg. That was the Württemberg side. We're the Baden side, and they just always like look down on those people, and like just culturally, and then you throw the teams together, and like it was militarized. It was wild. I was watching guys like kick like the metal gate.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I don't know what they're hoping to accomplish because they're kicking the metal gate because in Germany they have like this big metal gate that separates. So they're literally kicking it. And then they would jump over the fence. And then like 6 security guards would descend on them and just like carry them off. Like one holding each limb and like the head. And I'm like, and then another guy would do it. And I'm like,
what the hell?
And then another 6 guys would just carry him off. It was like, what?
Yeah.
What is your... So they were shooting flares while the goalkeepers were warming up, and the Karlsruhe goals because they almost hit the goalkeepers, and the Karlsruhe goalkeepers had to come out and tell them to stop shooting flares at them. It was big. It was awesome. Yeah.
Derby games are the best. They are.
Yeah.
Maybe not to go to sometimes because.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
I'd never trade that experience ever again.
Well, unless Aston Villa and Birmingham City meet in the FA Cup,
No, that's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna be one for another at least 700 and blah 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 days. So Birmingham City, good luck in League One with Wrexham. All right. Listen, we can't deny this anymore. We're gonna have to talk about the Bundesliga.
Hey,
we gotta do it. We gotta do it. We've already mentioned Stuttgart stunned Bayern Munich this past weekend, 3-1. Nate, your boys put a hammer in on Bayern Munich, semifinalist in the Champions League. Bayern Munich. I mean,
in a game where nobody has anything to play for.
Yeah,
Stuttgart. I mean, honestly, that it kind of shows, though, not to put my team on a pedestal, but it really does kind of show, the class of. Sebastian Hoeneß and how oiled this team is right now.
Sure.
That they didn't just kind of lay an egg against Munich. There was nothing to play for, because with Dortmund winning against PSG, they were already automatically in the Champions League because that spot was already extended. That extended from 4th to 5th. Mathematically, they were already announced.
Mathematically safe.
They were already announced that they're in the Champions League, but that wasn't good enough for them. They wanted to actually do it and be in the top 4.
I mean, listen,
that's just a lot.
We all say that games don't mean anything, but when you get into a game, you want to win, and your fans are there, and the atmosphere, right?
The same thing with Xavi. The fact that he has this team continually winning within a league where they already won the trophy says a hell of a lot to like how he's able to actually manage a team, get them up, get them prepared, put the right guys out that are going to perform, and put out results. So
48 games unbeaten for
which is a European record right now.
Leverkusen.
And no team has ever gone the whole Bundesliga, I believe, undefeated. Now, he might not end up with the most points, but because of some of the draws, but no team has ever actually gone through the whole league unbeaten. And no team, I don't think, has ever. He's on the cusp of having a perfect season. And I think you have to go back to like 1888. I can't remember there was an English team that actually did it. Forgot their name, but they were actually one of the few teams that had a perfect season. Not like
Because the Invincibles didn't, right? They just went on the long winning streak.
they won that was only within their league.
Yeah.
This would be a perfect if they finish it out. This would be a perfect season, unlost in 3 competitions.
That's
and
tough
no
to
team's
do.
ever done that.
Yeah.
Just incredible. Again, I say it every week, but I don't care what sport you're playing in. I don't care who's in your league. I don't care what league it is. To do what they're doing, absolutely phenomenal. Xabi Alonso has to be manager of the year, bar none.
I think he's the best. He could be the best manager in Europe.
I think he's the
what
best manager
he's
in the
doing.
world
So
right now.
everyone will go, "Oh, but how would Leverkusen compare in the Premier League?" And to this, like, I thought about this for a second. It was like, okay, you know how dumb that of a comment that is, right? Like, everyone understands that, right? Because there's different rules within the different leagues.
Sure.
So the question is, hey, how would Man City do with the 50+1 and you don't have outside investors?
Correct.
Right. Different rules, different set of
that's-
guidelines for each
but
league.
That's what we're talking about right
Yeah.
now. You know, it's different rules and different qualifications. So I don't know, how good would Xavi be with a Leverkusen? Can they not have 50+1 and an outside investor and be able to buy whoever they want?
Maybe he wouldn't want to do that.
But hold on, that's a whole different ballgame.
Correct, exactly.
And how good would Pep be with a Man City where there was 50+1 and you then had strict financial regulations where you couldn't go into the black and you have to actually maintain a profit.
That's always been the knock
And no
against
outside
Pep.
investors.
Yeah, exactly. That's always been the knock against Pep. Like,
So
if he didn't have money, would he build teams he could?
I'm just saying you can't really compare the two, but the fact is he is performing with a team that's never done that has done this good before in the history of ever, and setting historical records across not even the Bundesliga but across Europe with a team that has financial constraints up the wazoo.
I absolutely love the fact that he's staying there. He's committed to another year.
Yeah, why wouldn't
stay at Bayer Leverkusen. I think it's phenomenal. But part of me says, man, I really would have liked to have seen what you did at Liverpool. What you could do at Liverpool with a little bit more money and in the toughest league in the world, right? What could you do there? But
I think
maybe at some point we'll see it.
I think he's waiting for Madrid.
You think so?
Yeah, and honestly, it doesn't make sense. Why would you leave? Where would you go?
Maybe he wants the Spanish national team job.
But no, it's a
No?
different ballgame.
No.
But where would you go if you're him? Like literally.
Why, Craig? Why?
Hold on, Nate.
But literally, where would you go? Like, why would you go to Liverpool?
All right.
I wouldn't. I would keep winning with the Bundesliga club and beating other big clubs.
No. All right, hold steady there. So listen, I think you go to Liverpool because Bayer Leverkusen in Germany are a big club.
No, they're not.
Okay, then you answered my question. Liverpool are a big club in the world.
Yeah.
They're
okay,
a very,
maybe.
very big club in the world. They earn a lot more money.
Sure.
They can pay him a lot more money.
Or I could wait a year and go to Madrid.
Or you could wait a year, but it's like those college kids. It's like the
Hold on,
college.
and sit with a team. Munich's a dumpster fire.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It's not a yes. Munich's a dumpster fire.
You really got to have some confidence that you're going to do again this year, next year, what you did this year.
Munich's a dumpster fire.
Yes.
With they can't even hire a coach, and we'll get
to that
in
in a minute. Yes.
They are a absolute garbage dumpster fire.
But in a team like Liverpool comes and says, we're going to triple your salary. We're going to give you control, and you're going to have $100 million to spend. You're going to have £100 million to spend on any players you want.
He has control.
But he doesn't have £100 million to spend on players.
He has the
Maybe
players.
he's like, we don't need to spend that money.
He has the players he wants for the league he's competing in.
Yeah.
Which he hasn't lost a goddamn game for.
But you don't think?
And hold on.
Money?
I can get more money at Madrid if I wait.
This is true, but it's also like those college football players that go, I'm going to come back for a year and then go, raise, I'll be a number 5 draft pick next year as well, and then they do their knee, or something happens and they don't perform as well.
I don't know this for a fact, but I don't know if he's going to do his knee coaching and how that would make
You get where I'm going, though. Like, what if they
but
shit the bed next year and all of a sudden they're not winning and they don't finish in the top 5?
I think that's a very, very hard thing to do. But I think you still, as a team, say he shits the bed, say he doesn't make top 5. You still take a chance on him, considering what he did this year?
I don't know. Coaches come and go. You mean, what happens if Roberto De Zerbi all of a sudden picks it up next year and gets Brighton to third?
Maybe.
And then he's the hot.
Why would we think
hot
he's
pick.
going to shit the bed?
I don't know.
No one's leaving.
All I'm saying is
And he's getting more money now with the Champions League.
half of me
He's
is
got a
like,
bigger pot to.
half of me is very happy that he's decided to stay because I love loyalty. I love seeing it instead of jumping for the money.
It's
The
not.
other half of me said,
It's
"Oh, I
not.
would have loved to have seen you do Liverpool."
It's not loyalty.
It's
I-
not.
No.
Then what
it's
is
not.
it?
He's waiting for the Madrid job. He's waiting for the better job. And you don't know what conversations are happening there. You don't know if they've already committed to him and basically said, yep, we're going to give him one more year. And then it's you.
Here's a question.
You're going
for
to tell
you
me that
two.
you're going to tell me at a big club like that
Yeah,
type
no,
of stuff doesn't happen at Madrid?
Oh, Madrid's one of the biggest clubs in the
You're,
world.
you're
and
telling me
Liverpool's
they're not
far
planning
behind.
2 years,
No.
3 years in advance?
They are.
So
And we all know Kylian Mbappe is going there, and then the rumors are that give it another 2 years, once Pep leaves City, Haaland will go there as well. Brooks, you wanted to ask us a question?
Yes. If he's done it at Leverkusen, possibly not losing a game in all competitions, could he do that at Madrid and then possibly at the next place he goes to?
No.
If he did that with 3 different clubs by not losing a game in all competitions, he is by far to me the best coach ever.
I mean, listen, if he goes undefeated in his career, yeah, I agree. Don't get me wrong, but at some point, the soccer gods will shine down upon the other team.
He looks like he thinks it's
some
possible.
point-
I think it's possible if he went to Madrid.
You
If he went that
cannot-
team, he may not
Not
lose.
go to Madrid and go undefeated.
Do you think it's possible?
undefeated.
You're going to be
tough.
playing against
With that Madrid team,
hold
I
on.
feel like you could.
the new
Undefeated.
Champions League format.
Un-
No, Barcelona are gonna no.
Undefeated, tough. I don't know. Treble?
Treble's possible for sure.
I think if he wins a treble this year, I think he absolutely could go to Madrid and win a treble with them.
And then he could, whatever he wanted to go after that, he could win another treble.
With that squad that they're putting together, with that squad that they're about to have, with Mbappe,
Mbappe over there. Okay, so Nate, here's something funny.
haha.
Earlier we were talking about a coach, and Brooks said that. What was the quote about Pochettino? You said, "I'm not ready to. He can't turn a club around in a year, and I'm not going to say something. I'm not going to."
I'm not. If you have one good whatever, like you need a few good years, in my opinion, to be considered a legit coach.
Well, how many years does Xabi Alonso have? One.
One.
He's got one.
But
Leverkusen.
with
I'm
the
not
money
I'm
he
not
was,
ready to anoint
ready?
him the best manager ever.
but he is different from Pochettino, in my understanding, because he does not have all the money that Chelsea has to buy all those ridiculous players that they struggled with at the beginning.
I get
He
that.
plays in a different league.
Well, yes,
in my,
obviously.
and just by fact, I mean, with the Bayern team that has run that league for years, to do what he did and then to beat the teams he has and the comebacks and everything, that's more impressive to me than you just buying a bunch of players and saying I'm successful because I bought a bunch of players.
I'm going to say right now that before they get to the 60-game mark, they will lose one.
It could happen.
So you're saying into next season
In the next 12 games, they will lose a game. Yes.
for Leverkusen?
Yes.
Yeah, so essentially that means it carries over into the next season.
Because, again, like I said,
Do you think they'll win out the rest of the games this season?
I don't win out or go undefeated.
Okay, go undefeated.
I think they could. I'd have to look. What do they got? 4 games left.
Yeah. Plus their European
Plus
competition.
the Roma in the. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, maybe they'll go undefeated.
If he goes undefeated, I mean that's just in soccer to me.
That
That's
doesn't
amazing.
make him the greatest coach ever. It just makes him the greatest coach of the year.
Fair.
Greatest coach ever. Like
Do you think he's on?
talking
Do you
Pep
think he's
Guardiola,
on Pep
Alex
level?
Ferguson, like those are some of the greatest coaches ever.
Do you think Xavi can be on Pep level down in his coaching career?
At some
Do you
point,
think he can
yes,
he
he's
can
got a
head
long way
towards
to
that
go,
way?
though. He's got a long way to go. I mean, look at the coaches right now. I'm going to read you off in a minute what Carlo Ancelotti has done.
So
Carlo Ancelotti is considered one of the greatest coaches ever as well.
Sure.
I'd agree. And he's had his down years.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They
I
all
would-
do.
I would say that I'm not going to. It's too early in a career to say greatest coach ever because, he has a lifetime still.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, he just stopped playing.
It's 2 years. It's
He's
too.
43.
Yeah, it's too close. It's too early to declare he's as good as or as credited as Pep or
Sure. You haven't built the resume. You don't have the same resume
yeah.
yet.
But I will say this. I would say based on what I've seen and based on how I've seen this team player and how they've set things up, I think he's on his way and just as good tactically
Sure.
as these guys.
But,
And I would say Stuttgart's Sebastian Hoeneß is not far behind him.
now, next year, they're going to enter in the Champions League,
Correct.
right? They are going to have to play against Arsenal and Manchester City and Real Madrid and Barcelona and
You have the big
Milan,
clubs all the time.
right? You're going to have to, and I don't think you can. I don't think they can consistently beat those teams yet because they do have some financial constraints because they are Bayer Leverkusen. They do have those constraints.
I don't know what they're going to do because I thought Roma was going to be a tough match for them.
Sure. And they looked like they did
And
pretty
they
well.
made them look really soft.
You said it could have been like 4-5-1
It
or
could have
4
been
and 5.
a lot.
Yeah.
And it was 2-0 at Roma, and they really took it to Roma.
Yeah.
And a Roma team that was pretty decent.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm not going to – I think it'd be silly just to say, hey, they don't – Florian Wirtz is one of the best attacking midfielders in the world.
Yeah.
Sure.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
He's committed to playing for another year there. He said
he's
he wants
committed
to
to playing.
again.
Boniface is a fantastic striker.
Mm-hmm.
You have two good outs. Fromopeng is awesome on the wing. Is very sought after by many clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Ta is a great center back.
I hope they all stay, by the way.
So far, it sounds like they are.
Yeah.
Ta is a great center back who's been targeted by Munich, and actually they turned him down. You got solid ass players.
Here's what
there.
someone told me a couple of years ago, though. The best players stay until someone comes calling with a lot of money.
True.
Right? So
Depends on your morals and ethics, and if you chase all that.
No, that's not what I said.
Boniface or Florian Wirtz this summer, all of a sudden,
that's not what I said.
a Manchester United, a Manchester City, or an
what I
Arsenal come
said.
calling.
That's not what I said.
What are you going to
That's
do?
not really what I said.
Depends on what type of people
not-
they are, Craig. They
Nope.
may not chase the money.
Nope, I'm being misquoted.
They may be like, I'm paid enough money. I like where I am. I'm good.
I am
Go
being
ahead.
misquoted.
Go ahead, Nate.
What I actually said was when a team who wins consecutive trophies comes calling, you're going to leave.
So let me ask.
So let me ask you this.
Yep, go for it.
Do you leave the team that wins the treble and went undefeated for another team that might just throw money at you? Or do you stay one more year to see what you could do to see if you can perform history yet again?
I think you stay.
And is my salary tripling?
Your
And I'm
salary-
guaranteed.
at
I'm almost
20
guaranteed
at
to win
20
a trophy
at
to the team I go to.
21, if you're Florian Wirtz at 21, are you worried about your salary tripping?
No.
Yes.
Because you're going to get that payday at some point.
You are absolutely both
You
wrong.
are
You are
already-
worried, and you go, wait a minute, Man City's coming calling, and I can
don't-
go and play in the best league in the world. You're going to triple my salary, and well, yeah, I'm going to head off over there.
I think you're
I
absolutely
don't
wrong
think
at
there
this
is many money hungry players as you
No,
think
I
there
do
are.
think there are money hungry
You are
players.
100% wrong on that one, Brooks.
I think
Sorry about your
but
luck.
but I think it depends on the situation, and when the situation declares that you are already making good money within the Bundesliga in a team that plays a system that you flourish in, that will then wind you up in the national team at the age of 21, where you could possibly win cups there, and you just get off the back of performing history and getting your name etched in history, not only within the Bundesliga, Europe, and within that club, and winning 3 trophies, you might stay one more year with that manager. Especially if that manager says, hey, stay one more year, I might go to Madrid and maybe pull you with me.
Yeah.
I
think
don't know.
I
I
think-
think the money will talk, and then you get. Okay, so Nate, you did say that they are not a big club. They are not. a very big-
Leverkusen?
yeah,
They've been, I mean,
they're not. A big club.
they're big-ish in that they've been top 4, top 5. They got some money flowing in. They're not
They're
chump
not.
change.
They're
They're
not.
not Union Berlin.
They're not Liverpool. They're not
No.
Arsenal in London.
No.
They're not Manchester City. They're not Manchester United.
Nope.
They're not Chelsea.
Nope.
So those are big boy clubs.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna even leave the English clubs out
you should.
because what happens if Real Madrid come calling?
Where are you going to put Jude Bellingham again?
What happens if Barcelona come calling?
So, yeah, I don't know. What happens when Barcelona, who didn't win at dick all this year, come calling?
I'm telling you, there are weird players who still.
I know. No, I
What
know.
happens if
no,
players
I-
have loyalty and want to stay with the club?
No, I know
right?
the
No loyalty in
analogy.
football.
I know
Not
the
anymore.
analogy he's using, and it's a wrong analogy. The analogy he's using is the same analogy I used for Jack Grealish. The only difference was I was using, I don't know, Man City, who constantly were winning shit at the time, to an Austin Villa who won fuck all. So at that point, that's where you go, do you want to stay with fuck all or do you want to go win something? And that was my point. It had nothing to do with cash.
It was trophies.
And he won trophies. And this is my point. If they win a treble,
Yeah, you stay.
So you guys are telling me that money is not it. It's all about trophies.
not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's a huge difference between going.
I think you
to-
stay the one more year because you
Why
may
would I-
win more trophies with that same team.
Why
You
would
could
I
go to another team and win just as many trophies.
Or you
That's
go
not
to-
guaranteed.
Or
It's
you
not
go to,
guaranteed at Bayer Leverkusen either. Nothing's guaranteed.
or do you go to a
Oh,
la-
you're ready to give them the treble next year?
No,
already?
I'm not ready to give them
not
trouble, but they have a
guaranteed.
better
Oh.
chance than some of the teams you've listed.
Man City?
Oh, excuse me.
Real Madrid?
Excuse me.
Real Madrid have
Pardon?
Haaland, who your coach is probably going to go to.
I'm sure
Pardon?
Xavi Alonso can,
Pardon?
figure out how to
Excuse me.
play him.
I will give Leverkusen front odds of winning a goddamn Bundesliga title next year based on what's going on with Munich.
Okay, I will too.
I think
will.
they
I will give
absolutely
you.
do the double.
I will give you the odds that they're going to win the Bundesliga next
Well,
year.
you don't think if the odds people for next year in the Champions League, if they're not in the top 10 for odds, I mean, you're crazy.
You don't want to go.
I don't think they'll be number
you don't
one
want to go
for
to La Liga, or you don't want to go to the Premiership and to the two biggest teams in the world and play for those who are probably the odds to win their leagues.
Why won't you be as the
Which
team?
team is the odds to win leagues again?
Man City are about to win their fourth in a row.
Yeah, Man City. Where's
Real
Florian
Madrid.
Wirtz? Where's Florian Wirtz fitting in Man City? Where's he fitting?
Again,
in Madrid?
it was an example of.
It was an example.
one of
He's
the
just
Well,
saying
I'm making it real.
No.
or Boniface.
What about Boniface? He's a forward. He's not upending any of the forwards at either of those clubs.
You said majority of the team is not going to leave and they're going to want to stay.
I'm just saying, you don't believe in sticking around in camaraderie for one last hurrah before maybe
No.
he said Xabi
one
Alonso.
last hurrah. We're not a movie here.
I don't
It's the
believe-
last
Let's
dance.
do it. Let's do it for the Gipper. Let's do it for Xavi Alonso. So his
It's
legacy.
the last
oh
dance.
my God.
It's the last dance for Bayern Leverkusen. That's what it is.
So
Oh my
I don't.
word.
I don't.
It is. This is a documentary that should be made. If he sticks around and these guys stay, it'd be awesome.
Germans are too stiff for documentaries.
Exactly.
We don't do those. And I will say this: I don't believe in that bullshit either. I'm just saying I don't see where.
Quit crushing my dreams, you two. I'm gonna
someone's
cry.
Pay 150 million for him to go in, and he's leaving that team to go to a worse team at this juncture in his life. He will move, and that move will happen when Xavi leaves.
Well, if you know your coach is leaving next year,
Yep.
and you think this opportunity for me might never come again, I'm out. Right?
I think if
It's a
you're a,
decision.
good enough player like Florian Wirtz, that opportunity is not going to come once in a lifetime.
Let's before we get to the Carlo Ancelotti and Real Madrid piece, I do want to put up the Bundesliga table here. Bundesliga table, here we go. As we talked about, Bayer Leverkusen won the freaking thing weeks ago. I mean, 84 points out of 32 games is phenomenal.
Let's not skip over the possible dumpster fire of number 2 there, which is
Bayern Munich?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So
Stuttgart could jump them.
but
we could.
You've
So
already anointed them pretty much Champions League.
yeah,
winners.
they are. They're going to win the Champions League.
But then they're going to dumpster
And then
fire it in their own league.
And because
yeah, it's
you want to
very
know why?
possible.
You want to know why?
Obviously, it's possible, but I
wanna
want
know
to know
why?
why he's saying it.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because you got a Thomas Tuchel who's saying, screw this club. They have fired me. Oh, by the way, since you alluded to it, Ralph Ragnick. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, hold on.
Do you want to hear the inside scoop on that one?
I
What's
do,
Uncle
but
Ralph have to say?
I do, but hold on. Let's set it up real quick. So, just an FYI, everybody, Ralph Ragnick has been interviewing for the Bayern Munich job for the last couple of weeks.
No, not interviewing, my friend.
He was in
He was
in
no, not even in.
off a
His
job and has turned it down. But
his-
you've got information.
I think he's praying he gets the job.
verbally accepted. They repicked his staff lined up, had contracts for him, had contracts for his new staff,
Yep.
was ready to go. He was supposed to sign it this week and turned around and said, Austria is, not a bad place to stay, and they're putting kind of pressure on me. So I'm going to stay over here at Austria.
He is
And
the
he
Austrian,
turned,
He's the national team.
Austrian national team
and he
coach.
turned
Right.
down the Munich job after they lined up his staff that he wanted, interviewed them, had them ready to go with contracts, had his contract ready to go. All they had to do was sign the paper, and it was going to be a domino effect. He signed, and then everyone else signed.
Yeah.
And right at the midnight hour, he called them and told them he wasn't coming.
It's interesting that all of a sudden he was like, "Yeah, this big job. No, I don't want it. I'm good. Thanks."
And then
it's
we have
interesting.
Nagelsmann,
It's interesting.
who
Got the extension.
I think he used Munich to
I
get
thi-
that extension.
I think
Well,
he
yeah.
needs to
Well,
get
why
the
wouldn't
extension.
you?
because
Now
he
can
was
still go.
It's not an extension.
He gets it till 2026,
He was
doesn't
a
he?
caretaker manager, and Munich was then sniffing around him.
Mhm.
And I think he looked at the DFB and said, "Sign me, or I'm going to Munich." And they said, "We'll sign you." And he went, "Sorry, Munich." So now that's two candidates out.
Who do you think is plausible?
Do you
Well-
want to know what the front runner is?
Jose Mourinho.
No.
Is he not German?
Zinedine Zidane turned it down today officially.
He
Do you want to
did.
know who
He
the
said
front
no.
runner is?
Is he not German?
He's not German.
Grandfather.
He's not
no,
American.
He is German.
Oh, he
Actually,
is.
He is German.
I don't know. Who is it?
Does he?
The rumor is that the board of management
Hansi?
are going to fall on their sword and go back to Thomas Tuchel and beg him to stay.
No, why
Why
wouldn't they
wouldn't
go
you?
with Hansi Flick?
But why wouldn't you ask Thomas Tuchel to stay?
Yeah.
Michael Tyson says Klopp, but I don't think he's going to do
No,
it.
No,
Klopp,
I'm not
Klopp
gonna
has
Klopp.
already.
He's going to take a break. Yeah.
But why wouldn't you ask Tuchel to stay? He's outperformed Tuchel has more league points than the teams the last 2-3 years.
Would you, if you're Thomas Tuchel, would you want to
If
go
this
back?
was last year, if
Would
this
you
was-
wanna go back?
if this
No.
was well, no, that's the problem because they publicly embarrassed him.
Yeah.
But so that's the rumors that they're going to fall on their sword and like try to get him to stay. If this was last year, Tuchel wins the league.
Oh, yeah.
If this was last year, not only does he win the league, but he's further along in the Champions League than they were.
Can we push Berhalter there and then take Thierry Henry for the national team?
It's an absolute.
I don't even have the control, but I'm going to mute you somehow.
Alfonso Davies is gone.
Yeah, he
spent-
just doesn't rate him
You've s-
either.
No, he's gone. He's going to Madrid.
Yeah.
You spent way too much money on center backs that don't work. You don't have a functioning midfield. You have great wing backs and a great forward.
Yeah.
So
You got a
whose fault is
goalkeeper.
this?
You're a goalkeeper that's
He's
be-
getting
ready to
aged.
start.
You need to get a new goalkeeper. I'm
He's
sorry,
aging
not
out.
He's aging out.
Yeah.
Whose fault is this? This is poor management.
Agreed.
This is poor management and firing conveyor belting coaches and not allowing them to get a chance to actually take a foothold in the team.
Yeah.
What about if you just convince Tuchel to stay for the year, and in the meantime try to convince someone else to come?
The rumor that I heard was that they are trying to propose to Tuchel, trying to find a compromise for him to stay.
I mean,
If
they
you're
embarrassed him.
Tuchel,
They've
if you're
embarrassed the
Tuchel
man.
though, where are you going to go?
Well, maybe he wants to take a break for a year.
Tuchel? Does he?
I don't know. We're
I
putting
mean,
words in there. I don't know.
I don't
I mean, he's
know.
probably still collecting money from Chelsea. Let's just put it that way after he got let go or whatever. And, you know,
If
he's
you're a
still
coach-
collecting money from
If you're a
places.
coach and you want to coach, you don't want to sit on the sidelines for a year. So where's Tuchel going to go?
Is there a national team job open somewhere?
No, not that I know. Not a good one. Not the one you would want to take. So
I think you're going to have to come to the conclusion that national team jobs are just wildly different than.
Wasn't there a rumor that Tuchel in Canada was a possibility for that one?
That one's news to me. I have never heard that
I
one.
thought I saw that one.
if you're Tuchel, I mean, what big clubs are really going to have openings that you could slide into?
There's not.
Maybe
not right now.
Barcelona? Maybe.
No, Barcelona going back to Xavi.
Oh, they're going back to
Yeah,
Xavi? So
they've already signed. They've already
Liverpool's-
convinced him to come
Liverpool
back.
sewed up. What, you really want to go to Man United if they fire Ted Hand?
That rumor has come about where if they fire Eric Ten Hag, that they could be. Actually, was it Danny Price? Did Danny say it last week?
No,
Was he
he's been
calling
saying
it?
Mourinho. But
He likes Mourinho there.
Yeah, but
could've
there's
sworn
not
he
a lot
said
of
Tuchel.
there's not.
He may
Last
have.
week, I could have sworn he said Tuchel.
And then let's think about it. Would you rather go for a Man United playing in the Conference League or stay with the Munich team playing in the Champions League if you could come to some type of agreement?
You'd have to pay him a lot more money for the
You'd have to
embarrassment
give
he'd
him
have to suffer.
autonomy to pick the team that he wants to
Yeah.
pick.
Well, do we think someone's going to probably fire their manager at the end of the season, and that maybe opens up the spot for Thomas.
I think there are going to be a couple of management positions.
Outside of Dortmund, maybe, but Dortmund might even keep their.
But if they get to the Champions League final, I mean, do you fire your coach after getting to the final?
Nope.
No, you don't. So there will be a couple of jobs opening up. I mean, I think
There always is.
I can see the West Ham job opening up as well. So
Does Zerbe stay at Brighton?
You're Thomas
Yes,
Tuchel.
yeah, he's already committed.
You're Thomas Tuchel, who's coached PSG, Chelsea, Munich, the big freaking clubs. He's not going to go backwards to a West Ham. That's a step back.
Maybe he likes the project of it.
Well, okay, so
That's not a thing.
it is. It is.
It is in my eyes, Nate.
It is a step back,
That's
but
a massive step back.
but there are
You
clubs.
might as well go to Mainz.
They have a lot of
Got
money, West
relegated.
Ham.
But that's the thing. West Ham are in the Premiership in a big stadium in London.
Yeah.
It might be his thing. Who knows? I'm just saying there are clubs that are firing or going to let go of their managers, and positions will open up. We'll see. I think it's a strange one if he goes back and says okay. It just shows. I don't know. That's weird to me. All right, Nate. I mean, we'll put up that Bundesliga table once again. There you go. Obviously, Darmstadt gone. Cologne gone. And then it looks like Mainz and Berlin fighting it out for that final spot. And we all know how that works, right? The team that finishes third from bottom goes into a playoff with the team that finishes third in the Bundesliga 2, correct, Nate?
Correct, and that is looking like Dieseldorf right now. If St. Pauli can hold on, who's sitting in second. They've kind of dropped a little bit, but that would be Dieseldorf. Right at the current state would be in that playoff battle.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's going to wrap us up for Bundesliga talk for the day. I do want to jump in before we get to a little bit more MLS. We started the conversation there. Real Madrid are La Liga champions again officially. Real Madrid win La Liga for the 36th time in their history. Another fantastic season by Carlo Ancelotti. The team, and they're in the Champions League semifinal right now, and that comes up on Wednesday. Just an FYI on Carlo Ancelotti, in case you weren't aware. He wins his 6th league title. That's his 2nd La Liga. 1 Serie A, 1 Premier League, 1 Ligue 1, 1 Bundesliga, and his 2nd La Liga, as we said.
So that's why probably the next step is for a national team to see if he can win a World Cup, right?
I don't
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't see him as a national team manager.
What is your boner jams with national teams? Like I was like, national team.
I don't know.
National team. It's a low-paying job.
It's low paying, and normal. Like if you think of like Gareth Southgate, where he came from,
Maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he's like, I just want to.
he came from the championship, the EFL championship.
Yeah.
He couldn't find a job in a premiership, and he went and coached England. Like, it's not like the best of the best go to coach the national team. But all that for Carlo Ancelotti, in addition to his 4 Champions Leagues titles that he has. Just incredible.
Someone's got to spread rumors here, Nate, and it's got to be someone.
Yeah,
Hey man, I love national team too, so I'm not trending on that. I'm just saying.
know,
I mean,
I
it's just like,
I
think there's just some I think every coach at some point has like some like I've done so well in club, I have the possibility of winning a World Cup with all these great players. I think everyone has an urge always to do that.
Yeah, I get
Because
it. But
I mean, can we say that the World Cup is the greatest trophy you can win in soccer?
players actually these days are saying the Champions League.
Okay.
They'd rather win Champions League.
I guess as a
It's
coach,
harder.
I guess
Yeah,
as a
it's
coach, I would say World
That's
Cup.
Yeah.
why Harry Kane went to Munich. Is the rumor is to win a Champions League, not
Yeah.
to win a Bundesliga title or anything else.
They've done a study and asked players, or a survey, I should say, and a lot of the players said they'd rather win the Champions League. It's just it's harder to do with
lot
all the
harder to
teams
do.
in the world.
Fair.
And coaches, if you are really a coach and you want to be a manager and a coach, it's the day-to-day activity compared to the once every 6 to 8 weeks
Yeah.
with the national team, right? Like if you're a national team coach, you're not seeing players.
No,
daily,
it's every
weekly.
like essentially quarter.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, so there's a big difference there. All right, let's jump into a couple other things here before we get to, you know what? No, let's do some MLS.
All right.
Here's what we're going to lead off with, though. Does the name Quayshawn Toller ring a bell?
It does not.
Oh, well, guess who's bell he rung? Aaron Bupenza picked a fight with pro boxer Keishon Toller.
Love it.
Keishon Toller is a professional boxer who was hanging out of a bar when all of a sudden, who's he play for? It's FC Cincinnati?
Yes, Bupenza.
Aaron Bupenza walks in. Now, Toller, the pro boxer, has been in 17 fights.
17-0.
He's won all of them.
I'm sorry, 19 fights. 17-2. I think he's lost
17-2.
2.
Okay,
But
yeah.
he's knocked.
He's a big
out
man.
of the 17 wins he's had, he's knocked the guy out 12 times. So you know what? Don't pick a fight with that dude.
No, or do. I'm all for it.
Yeah?
Because
He wasn't doing anything for them, and I think he was pretty useless.
I'm not a big Aaron Bupenza fan, so I'm like kind of like, yes.
Get
Because
him
now
outta
he's
here.
suspended. This forced them to sign over that kid, that Colombian kid,
the young guy.
Geller from Schalke, who's just came over now getting minutes.
Yeah.
It's rumored he might be tossed off the team, but now there's also rumor that they're saying that Bupenza didn't start the fight, that he's the victim in all this. I hope he's not. I hope he absolutely started the fight. I hope he got his ass knocked out. I hope he, as they said, effed around and find out, as the kids actually say. And he got a left jab and straight out of here and back to where the hell he's been thrown off his national team.
Yeah.
Like, the guy's got a history of not getting along with others.
Yeah.
And I'm just, with that all aside, in all seriousness, I'm just not a fan of the way the guy plays. So if it takes an amateur boxer, is he a professional?
Pro boxer.
He's a pro
Good.
boxer.
Pro boxer.
Even better. If it takes a pro, and I apologize to, what was his name again?
Oh, Keishon Toller?
Keishon Toller, if you're listening, I didn't mean to call you amateur.
Yeah. Don't.
Just saying.
Yep.
If you're up at Stingers later and you're like, hey, I heard you calling me amateur. That was I misspoke. I'm just not a boxing fan. My bad. I wasn't familiar with your game, and now I am. Sorry. But I do appreciate the fact you knocked him out, breaking his jaw, which actually put him
requires
out.
surgery. Not
And
8 weeks.
yeah, and quite possibly he could just be gone now, which is good for me.
He
So,
down. He
Thank
gone.
you. On behalf of, actually, there's a lot of FC Cincinnati fans who do like Bupenza. I think I'm in the minority who I'm not a big fan of the way he plays.
All right. Well, here's what it is. Guess what? He ain't playing anymore.
No.
Not for a while, anyway. Some other big news that happened in the MLS this week. Brooks, do you want to tell us what the Columbus Crew did?
Yeah,
What
going
did they do, man?
knocking out Monterey, beating them at home, and then
Liga MX,
yeah,
Monterey.
yeah, and then and they've had, I think they've been the Liga MX team that has had the most success in CONCACAF Champions, I think.
And now, because
And they won 3-1 at Monterey.
and because the Crew won that game, they will face
Pachuca.
Pachuca.
Who beat
CF
Club
Pachuca
America.
in the Champions Cup final.
Yep.
And the winner of that match will go to the Club World Cup.
Yes.
So, hey, man, that's it's pretty cool to see.
Yes. No, I like it. Listen, I said, I think Wilfred Nancy has a couple of good players. I wouldn't say all 11 positions, and the depth on the bench is the strongest in MLS, but they play a style. They all play together. I like his training sessions they talk about, honestly. They talk about how he purposely puts players in other positions to understand the position that their teammates are playing. So, helps them more when they're playing in the game. And I think that's a great way to do that. And you can see how how it flows a lot in their 3-back system. So credit to them. I'm excited to see that, and I'm definitely gonna be watching that final.
All right, let's put up the MLS table here. Let's talk about it. Here is your Eastern Conference table as it currently stands. I think we missed a couple of games this evening as they were being played, but as we talked about, FC Cincy in second with a game in hand behind Inter Miami. Yes.
Speaking of which, Acosta for that FC Cincinnati game against Orlando.
Yeah, the fastest goal for them.
Had one of the fastest goal in history, which happened in literally 1 minute.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It was,
Which, for an attacking midfield,
Dang.
is pretty fast.
Yeah, pretty quick.
So-
That's pretty quick.
and then there was no other goals for the rest of the game.
Oh,
Yeah,
So-
98 minutes of nothing.
you're telling
Except
me
for 2 red cards.
if you missed the first 2.5 minutes of
Yeah.
that game, you
Yeah,
missed the
you
only
might as
goal.
well. Yeah, you might as well just phone out on that one.
I honestly, I got to be honest, I hate when a goal is scored in the first 6 or 7 minutes because you're like, Yeah, it's going to change the complexion of the game here. Let's see how it goes.
I mean, I'm good with it. I'd like another goal to follow at some point
Well,
in the evening.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
But sometimes you're like, they scored so early, it's going to change the complexion of the game, and well, this might end 1-0.
Yeah.
Boo. But anyway, go ahead, Brooks. What do we got for the rest of the MLS table here?
Yeah, so we'll just kind of go through and then we'll talk the table. Big win, Minnesota winning against Atlanta United 2-1. Charlotte still thumping, beating Portland 2-0. Portland struggling right now. There's a lot of issues I think they need to resolve with the back line and whatnot, but it's not been a good start for Phil Neville. DC and Philly drawing 2-2. Miami putting the smackdown on NYRB 6-2. Cincinnati obviously winning 1-0 there, as we talked about the early goal with Acosta. San Jose, big win against LAFC, 3-1. San Jose at the bottom of the Western Conference table, so that's a huge win. TFC still doing well, 3-1. I think Bernarducci scored quite a goal in that one. The Revs squeaking one out against Chicago Fire, 1-0. Caleb Porter needs to win a few more matches there because they are at the bottom of the Eastern Conference table. They currently sit in 15th place with 7 points, and Orlando on 9, and then Chicago on 10, so that's not very good there. Nashville getting the win 4-1. Houston, St. Louis 0-0 draw. RSL defeating SKC. That's a good win for RSL. SKC's done very well this year. Vancouver and Austin tying 0-0. Colorado, the surprise team, I would say, in the MLS right now. The Rapids currently are in the top 5 in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
And that's not an easy place to go to at NYCFC and get a result. So a nice 2-0 results at New York City. And the final match of tonight was a 0-0, or a Sunday game was a 0-0 draw between the Galaxy and Seattle. But the Galaxy in the top 3 of the Western Conference. Some shockers here. I think the Western Conference, I don't know if it's going to hold that way, but you have 10 SKC, 11th Seattle, Portland 12, Dallas 13, San Jose 14. That's not looking good. And then the Eastern Conference, kind of a shocker too. You wouldn't have guessed Nashville and Atlanta to be in the bottom of the table outside the playoff marks. So, but it's going to be interesting. And, TFC play Inter Miami on July 17th. That's the first matchup there. I'm going to watch that game.
Where's that game?
That game is at BMO Field. Oh, no, sorry. No, it is in Miami at Chase Stadium.
Okay.
I want to watch that game because I am curious because John Herdsman has his team clicking on all cylinders, and they have some very interesting players and a mixture of guys, and I'm curious to see how that match will go because they will not be afraid to play against Miami.
Yeah, I can tell you how that. It's a 3-0 Miami.
Do you want to place a bet on that one?
I don't need to. I already won.
You know what, though? Brooks, we are both...
Is that before Angel Di Mario stands for the team, or is that after?
July, so he could be there.
He'll be there.
Oh, okay.
4-0.
Let me correct. 4-1. 4-0.
Brooks, our prediction of the Wooden Spoon winner, Minnesota United, is going very well.
Yes.
For those people who don't know,
they are in the top 3.
The Wooden Spoon is the team that's going to finish dead last in the entire MLS.
Yes, and then my Revs prediction of them winning the you could still win. They could squeak into the 9th spot and then run the table in the playoffs. That's always a possibility. But yes, the Revs are in last place right now in the Eastern Conference, and then I don't know. Mukhtar's still scoring goals for Nashville. We had him as our Golden Boot winner. But yeah.
Did I have him as the Golden Boot winner, or did I put Suarez?
No, you put Suarez. I put Mukhtar.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So MLS kind of chugging along. Here's some interesting news. We all know Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds are the owners of Wrexham.
Yes.
And the little documentaries they do, Welcome to Wrexham. Nate, you're a big fan of Welcome to Wrexham, right?
I am a big fan of the documentary. I think it does.
Did you guys watch the first 2 episodes?
I haven't. I think it's very interesting to watch when they don't deviate from talking about the club. When they deviate from talking about the club, like they did several times last season, I started skipping those episodes. I was just like, I don't give a crap.
Agreed.
That's just me. It's personal.
Yeah.
It's just me. I know Brooks, I know you like it. That's just me. I if it has nothing to do with the club and the inner workings of the club, I don't give a shit.
So I will before you go on, I will say this. Dan Patrick interviewed Rob and Ryan. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. I follow them on Twix, as we call it.
Mm-hmm. Twix.
Yes. So they were describing, like, people always ask them, hey, what'd you model the documentary off of? Was it Rocky? Was it, because obviously Rob's from Philly, and such. And so essentially they said, no, we kind of modeled this documentary off the movie Field of Dreams, where it's not about essentially the club and focusing everything on the field, but the town and the relationship with the club and how much it means to them.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yes, because the Field of Dreams, the baseball movie, it's a story between a father and son type of thing, and their love for the game and everything, and that's how they kind of portray their documentary a little bit.
I think you should try to convince Danny Price to sit down and watch Field of Dreams.
I don't think he'd like that one.
I don't know. You should talk him into that.
Does he want to have a catch?
He would love to go out and play catch with you as well.
Ah, man.
Is there a cricket version of Field of Dreams?
I don't think so. We can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring up Rob and Ryan from Wrexham and welcome to Wrexham is they have now purchased a stake in Liga MX side Necaxa.
Yeah.
Necaxa is one of the oldest Liga MX clubs around, and they can count Eva Longoria. Eva Longoria.
There's her and a few other celebrities that own.
What? Okay, so listen, I put this on the Facebook group the other day.
Yeah.
I get that Rob and Ryan wanted to go buy Wrexham. They were looking to buy an English or a British club, and see if they could get to the Premiership. They wanted to make a documentary. It's a great thing. So we're going to buy this old club. We own this club. We are the owners. We are the custodians of this club. And I love it. I think they're doing a great job. Now, why the hell are they investing in a Mexican team? If you wanted to invest in a team, why not do that here in America? Why not pick a USL, a USL 1, a USL 2, a USL Championship?
Because Liga MX is better.
Because Liga MX is better?
The one Liga MX team I thought would have made sense for them to invest in, because it's essentially part of California anyways, is Tijuana.
Tijuana is not part of California.
It's right over the border, but essentially all the Californians go there for like partying and everything. It's almost
you
like
go there for the donkey show.
It's almost like when us Detroiters go over to Windsor. You know what I'm saying? Like essentially. Oh shit! He's gonna kill me.
Oh,
jeez.
Someone just walked out. Detroiters don't go to Windsor. Windsor sucks. Bye, Nate.
Yeah. Oh man, I made him leave. Wow.
Yeah, he's out.
Wow, that's not good.
But I really don't understand.
How dare you?
Oh no.
How goddamn dare you? And I was just about thinking, if you compare, I was like, you better not say Windsor's the same thing as Michigan. You better not. There's so many differences. One, Tim Hortons sucks. Number two is we don't have coins that pretend that they're dollars. Number three is nobody knows what the metric system is because we use freedom miles. Number four is we've been to the moon. Number five is we have a stable economy that's pretty badass and awesome. Number six is we have more people in Michigan than they do all in Canada. Number seven, we own them in hockey because they suck at it. Number eight, we have the NFL. Number nine, guns. Number 10, red meat.
Okay.
They don't have red meat in Canada?
Not like we do.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, have you had Canadian barbecue before?
No.
Yeah,
Where have you gone to get
There's
it?
a reason why you haven't.
Oh.
And Canadian bacon's ham.
Do you like poutine?
Stop it.
I don't like
I'm gonna
it.
Brooks,
I don't like
Brooks,
it.
if you cannot have a serious conversation here, we're going to ask you.
Brooks, you're aiming to get punched, my friend.
Oh, man.
You need to
Poutine.
calm down. The Canada is
Gravy
off the
fries.
table.
This is probably what Budapenza did with the guy, and that's probably knocked him out.
Yes.
Talking about Canadian food.
Yes.
I don't know. You might have been talking about like
Or Columbus.
yeah.
All right, but my point is, why? What's the connection now? It just
The
looks
celebrity
like
friends.
celebrity friends. So we're all going to invest in this team, and now it looks like you're just like trying to make money out of soccer. Whereas I get the Wrexham thing, you're trying to make money. I get that, but the documentary, the love for the town, and all that good stuff. And
I agree
wanting to
with
buy
you.
into a
I
British
think-
club, but now into a Liga, a Meki team, there's no tie.
Well, the thing is also there's no promotion relegation anymore in Liga MX. So you know what I mean? So there's none of that. I agree with you, though. Why wasn't it a USL League One team or a championship? A league that is trying to establish promotion relegation.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I think that would have been great. You pick kind of like, Des Moines and, the Omaha, like kind of like not super big towns, but they're kind of like somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Pick one and, see if you can build it and make it huge and, maybe it rivals, some lower end MLS club at some point.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't get it.
Yeah. So as Ryan Reynolds didn't invest in some CPL team since he's from Canada.
That's true. Yeah, he's Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
I know. Sorry, I didn't mean to mention that because he's looking at me now.
But
I agree with you.
You know what? There has been many good Canadian refugees that have fled Canada to have as
like
prospect.
Alanis Morissette.
Chris Jericho.
Never heard of him.
Wrestler.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
had another funny one I was going to say, but I won't because the joke would not be good.
Dave Coulier.
Yeah.
I mean,
Refugee.
Canadian?
Refugee. And as
Huh.
a country that has allowed America to exist, or Canada to exist, which is America, we have welcomed those refugees into our country with open arms, just like the Cubans. They're basically on rafts coming over through Lake Michigan to get out of that hellhole dumpster fire.
jumping the fence as well over.
They are jumping. They're walking across Minnesota in
It's
droves.
Minnesota and the North Dakota.
Droves.
In droves.
Yeah.
So they're
droves.
crossing the Ambassador Bridge and then.
But we take their best, Brooks. We take their best, like Ryan Reynolds,
Alanis Morissette.
Dave
Coulier.
He's an artist,
Yeah.
right?
Can you name any others?
I do. I can name one. I'm not going to because then the joke turns real dark and probably
Okay.
inappropriate.
Fair enough.
That's
fair
going to
enough.
happen.
You can tell
later
us after.
after the show.
So wanting to say it right now.
Waz After Dark.
Yeah.
So wanting to say the name right now.
We're going to wait till after the show for sure.
Put it this way. We take their best, like that one wrestler who... No, never mind.
Nope.
We're just gonna... Yeah, we're just
Right over
gonna...
my head on that one. No idea. Steve Nash. Steve Nash.
Yes.
Steve Nash Canadian?
Yes, he is.
Oh, well, you know, he's
He owns part of the Vancouver Whitecaps, actually.
Why would he invest into that? It's ridiculous.
Because he's from Vancouver, I believe.
It's not something you admit to. Anyways, 10:56. Here we go.
All right. A couple of things we didn't get to mention today. Hey, Marco Reus is leaving Borussia Dortmund. Brooks, you want him in the MLS, don't you?
I want him in the MLS.
I would like him. I think he'd be a great addition for some teams.
Yeah.
I would just like for these
36,
guys.
right? 36 years old?
Turning 36 this year.
Turning 36 this summer. Okay.
I like these guys because, listen, maybe they don't have much in the tank left, but they'd be great for the younger players to learn from. That's what I want.
Give me a good spot for Marco Reus to land in the MLS. Where's a good club? FC Cincinnati probably need a good striker, right? No?
He's not a striker. He's an attacking mid.
Yeah,
Well,
which they have. I mean, they
got one of the best.
They do. They
Never
do. For me, like I don't know. I just don't want to see him at. I don't want to see him at New York teams or LA teams. Like, can he go play like for Seattle, like or Portland or something? I'd love to see him in like those soccer.
Kansas City.
I got it.
Minnesota.
Oh, I'm sure Peter Vermees at SKC would take him.
I actually was going to say Kansas City or Nashville.
Yeah. That actually, I think people would love him in both places.
And they're both big, highly big stadium areas. They draw a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think you would do well there, or even Atlanta.
It'd be interesting to see where he ends up. I mean, this summer he is a free agent. He can go wherever.
Austin.
I have to say, or maybe Austin. I really do. You're asking me to bet money. I would have to say he's going to MLS. I don't see him going to a Saudi league, and I think he's just too old to stay in Europe.
Yep. No, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. Also, we mentioned earlier, David Raya is the Premier League's Golden Glove winner. He has 15 shutouts this year. Yes, there are still games left in the Premier League.
Who's behind him?
No, they didn't. They just gave him one. David Raya.
Oh, okay.
Golden Glove winner. You're the best goalie in the league. Here's your glove. Here's your metal glove. Phil Foden is the Premier League Player of the Year.
For sure.
Yeah. Phil Foden having a hell of a year. Cole Palmer, I think, was right up there.
Do they have a young player of the year?
Watkins was close. Erling Haaland. I don't think they've given a young one. He could actually win that.
He should definitely win that one.
He could win
if
that
they
one.
have that.
He I think Cole Palmer could win. They might be the same age, so I have no idea how that'll go. And something we'll talk about next week, because I think it'll be a great debate/conversation. The UEFA men's coefficient rankings officially came out. EPL, Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga, League One, in that order. Very interesting. I know we'll have some differences of opinion.
And
there.
you know what? As a master debater, and I've been told that I'm very good at debating and a master at the debating, a master debater, as you will. Some said that I could even go blind for master debating.
You're that good
too
at
much.
it. Do it that much.
You know, I hope I'm here for that conversation.
I hope so too, because it'll be a good one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the weekly recap. We very much appreciate it. Thank you to the Soccer World. Thank you to Next Level Training. Thank you to the Michigan Jaguars. Thank you to Thomas McGee's. And thank you to the football doc, Dr. Zach Atwood. We appreciate you guys. Hey, do us a favor. Give us a like. Give us a subscription. Give us a share. Give us 5 stars on the Apple Podcast.
A lot of good interviews on our YouTube page.
Yeah.
Dwayne Dwayne, Rob Aslani, the full football league that the guys at Lansing Common run. And the other one was...
Matt Sheldon?
Yes, Matt Sheldon, which he was a very intriguing interview.
Yep. Check out our YouTube page for all those interviews. Appreciate you guys. Until next week. Cheers.